Testing 1, 2, 3. Voice balance. Good morning and a warm welcome to the MCA cricket grounds here in Colombo. As you can see, it's a bright and a sunny day here in the city of Colombo. Bright sunshine. Bodyline will play against the LOLC Finance Department in this, the C Division 50-over tournament for the mercantile body. The match is a 50-over game and it's going to be very interesting. We know for certain that Bodyline has been having a very good run in recent times, especially with their strong batting lineup. And it will all depend as to what they will do today, whether they decide to chase or decide to build an innings. As you can see, the ambience here is fantastic. My name is Brian Thomas and I'm your commentator today, together with Oshida, who will be our co-commentator. And we'll give you the description that's happening in the center for your viewing cum listening pleasure. Well, the ambience is fantastic and this is going to be a very challenging outfit. One thing is for sure, that the team that will bat first will have to score at least a minimum of 200 to 225 runs, and that is the pass score. Right, now let's join the center out in the middle, where Oshadi will bring us the results of the toss.
Right, so it's all set for the coin toss out here at the Mercantile Cricket Association ground. So we got the two captains here with me, the captain of MA's Bodyline and the captain of LOLC. And of course our match referee for today's game, Mr. Mangala Jayasen. So I believe the LOLC captain has the coin and he will give it a toss. Heads is a call. It's tails. LOLC captain, if we can have few words. මොකක්ද වගේ ඩිසිෂන් එකද?
අපි අද මුලින්ම පන්දු යවන්න තීරණය කරේ. මොකද විකට් එකේ හොඳ තනකොළ තියෙනවා. මොකද අපිට වේග පන්දු යවන්න තිදෙනෙක් අපේ සංචිතයේ ක්‍රීඩා කරනවා. ඉතින් මම හිතනවා අපිට මාස් කණ්ඩායම අඩු ලකුණු සීමාවට තියාගන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි කියලා. ලකුණු කීයකට වගේ තියාගන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවද? ඇත්තටම හොඳ විකට් එකක්. පිටිකරණයටත් හොඳයි. අපි හිතනවා 175ක් කියන්නේ හොඳ ලකුණු මට්ටමක්. 175කට අඩුවම අපි තියන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
Thank you and good luck. මුලින්ම පන්දුවට පහර දීමට තමයි සිදු වෙන්නේ. මොන වගේ හැඟීමක්ද තියෙන්නේ ගැන?
ඔව් පළවෙනි පන්දුවර 10 තමයි පොඩ්ඩක් දෝලන වෙන්නේ විකට් එකේ. ඒකේ පොඩ්ඩක් මේ කරගත්තට පස්සේ ලකුණු 250ට එහා පැත්තෙන් තමයි ගන්න තමයි බලාපොරොත්තු.
කලින් තරගෙත් ලකුණු 250 සීමාව almost 250 සීමාවට ආවා. ඉතින් අද තරගේ ඒ වගේම ප්ලෑන් එක කොහොමද?
හොඳ ගිය පාර මේ ටික පොඩි මේ විදියට වුණා. මේ පාර 250 ඉහළින් ගාලා හොඳ තරඟයක් දෙන්න බලාපොරොත්තු.
Thank you and good luck. Right, so that's the news from the centre. So LOLC captain have won the toss and he elected to bowl first.
Wonderful, wonderful. The toss, LOLC are going to have a ball first. That means, no doubt, they're looking at the possibilities of chasing down the score. Now then, I was a bit surprised that this particular pitch, well, 225 is the pass score, no doubt. But of course, we'll come back to that now. Take a look at the team card. Isuru Tandushan Imes from Bodyline, Amila Manoj, Pandita Ratna, Sudasingha, Eranga, Chanaka, Jayaratna, Niranjana, Tivanka Prasad and Ranasingha. And LOLC, Madhushan, Pereira, Samsudin, Udara, Piris, Attanayaka, Udukumbara, Fernando, Malavarachi, Chashmika and Ranga de Silva. So basically that is the playing 11. Like I told you that LOLC have won the toss. They are sporting a red color sweater or a red color outfit, and they'll be bowling first. We'll have a look at a sunny day here in the city of Colombo as the first ball is coming up, and the bowler will start from the pavilion end. And this is the end that I'm giving my commentary. Like I made mention, my co-commentator today is Oshada. Give you the name of the bowler no sooner we have it on the screens, and the batter on strike. Taken on the half volley and driven very firmly. That's square on the offside, running away to the fieldsman. A deep extra cover. Tarindu, the batter, gets to the non-striker's end. And Imudu Sudasingha is at the striker's end. Is Kavish Kapiris bowling for LOLC from the pavilion end. 2 men in catching position at slip cordon. And that's a wise thing to do, because you can get a little bit of movement off this track, which is pretty in the morning today, and it tends to just move a little bit. As Sudasingha settles over his bat. No mug with the bat though, his highest score had been 58. Settles over his bat. Here is Kavish Kapiris. Outside the off stump, I told you that little bit is in curve, the swing that comes off the pitch. But he shouldered arms very well. Sudasingha having nothing to do with it. Not going after the bowling, letting it go through to the wicketkeeper. Wise move, I reckon, especially when you're facing the new ball. Piris to Sudasingha. Fuller in line and length, has a wild swipe at his. Very lucky not to have got the outside edge. Fuller in length, but in the 5th stump line, I don't think he covered up the line and the length to perfection on that occasion. Just had a wild swipe at it. This is ball number 5. As Piris is gently walking back to the top of his running mark. Kavish Kapiris has taken 14 wickets in his career so far. The best figures, 5 for 24, a standout. That's driven very firmly, given the width, and he goes through the line. Beautiful stroke, past the vacant short extra cover arena for 4 runs, and that's the first boundary being scored. Now when you're bowling in the power play, you have to be careful not to try and bowl fuller in length. Try to bowl back of the length, because you don't have the protection in the deep because of the power play
That's driven
overs.
very firmly, given the
That's
width,
very well executed.
and he goes through the
Body well
line,
behind the ball.
beautiful stroke.
Executed. Sudasingha on 4, Tawanka, the non-striker, on 1. Piris. Yet again, outside the off stump, same stroke. Oh, is he being caught? It's played rather uppishly. What a brilliant catch. I thought for a moment he had it covered, but he has played it in the air, And that does mark the departure of Sudasinghe, unfortunately gone very early in the day. So 5 runs for the loss of 1 wicket as he walks back to the hutch. We'll come right back when the second over starts. Watch the replay. I mean, it was almost like a nothing stroke. I thought he sort of played it all along the ground, but that was played rather uppishly. Sudasinghe has to take the long walk. So it's 5 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. Bodyline batting first here after being put into bat by LOLC. The conclusion of the first over, and we are coming into over number 2. Thank you for being in our company. We are giving you the commentary here on Sporty.lk, and it's Ravindu Chanaka who has joined Tawanka, the man short in stature, but I was just briefed by Ushada, my co-commentator, that he's a good hitter of the cricket ball. But then this is going to be the challenge. Ravindu Chanaka on strike. 3 men in catching position, 2 slips and a gully. I'm sorry, Kavishka's last ball. Good delivery. Try for short of length, swinging away from the left-hander. Now that's the end of the over. 5 runs for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of 1. We're just having a look at the last wicket as you come back to me. Bit of a nothing shot, isn't it? I mean, he sort of slapped that ball, could have played through the line. That's the type of execution one would expect, especially with the new ball, but trying to slap it. And I think it just took the lower part of the bat and just ballooned in the air for an easy catch. MCA C Division 50 over tournament 2025. And this game we are watching today is between LOLC and Bodyline. LOLC winning the toss, deciding to bowl first, have been successful in the very first over. And we've seen the conclusion as we come in to the second over, which is being bowled from the far end of the grounds. And the bowler, give you his name in a minute, it's Tivanka, the man on strike. Nipuna Chashmi is the bowler. Right arm, medium pace. Outside the off stump, we'll have a close watch at the umpire. It's inside the tram line, just bowling that fourth stump line. It's very important that you try and bowl back of a length because of the field restriction. Try and get your batter on the front foot. Any drop deliveries, short deliveries can be dropped to mid-wicket and deep fine leg. And of course, the fielding side has limited cover at this time. Tawanka, the batter. Drives it very firmly, but there is cover. No, he's past the man at deep extra cover and he's gone down for 4 runs. Good way to get back to ball in the arc. Just watch it on the replay. There we go. 4th stump delivery in the arc. I mean, he sort of played it rather uppishly. Plenty of power in the execution. 9 runs for 1 wicket, 1.2 overs have gone by. And Tashim coming in for an early bash as he runs in now. Outside the off stump, wild swing at it, and the umpire signals that are wide. This is where the bowlers have to be a little bit disciplined, because the aftermath of a wide, you know, in this version of the game is not only the single run you give to the batting side, but also you have to bowl that ball, re-bowl that ball as they call it. So Bodyline on to double figures, 10 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. Here is Nipuna. Outside the off stump, played firmly, and that's played rather uppishly, and the catch being taken with ease. Wicket number 2, and Tivanka, who looked absolutely composed. I saw him playing the first stroke when he opened his scoring with a single, and then the way he stroked that boundary. I thought this man is going to be up to business today, but rather an uppish stroke. There again, the bottom edge of the bat, carrying that ball very safely to the fieldsman. A deep extra cover, runs to his right, takes an easy catch. This is what is very important. Take those catches and then you're on trot. So 10 runs for 2 wickets. This is not a very good beginning, I think, for Bodyline. Losing their openers back in the hutch with the scoreboard glaring at 10 for the loss of 2 wickets. So Ravindra Chanaka, the batter who came in at number 3 at the non-striker's end, and Nipunu Tashim will be very happy despite getting thumped for a 4 at the last laugh, getting that vital wicket. Because I'm told that Tivanka can be a handful when on song. Short in stature, but he does play some powerful strokes. Ravindra Chanaka at the non-striker's end. The new man in is Vishma Niranjana, LOLC. 1.3 overs being bowled. They've won the toss. They've put the opposition into bat. So far, things have worked out in their favor because they have got both openers back in the hutch. They've been pretty miserly, but let's see how they go from here. Niranjana on strike, the new man in. Tasim the bowler. Outside the off stump, the 4th stump delivery, a little bit of bounce, and the new ball just carrying through to the wicket keeper. Niranjana did the wise thing, cover the line, let the ball go through shoulder arms. Don't try and play deliveries that you don't have to get back to, because the dismissal of the 2 openers brings in so much pressure for the batting side, that's for sure. Here is Tasim. Good delivery in line in the middle and the off stump. The ball nips slightly back towards the batter, who covers up the line and the length. Plays it with a straight bat. The ball trickles back down the fairway. And that is what we called in one-day and T20 cricket as golden dust. Golden dust in the sense of gold dust. Dot delivery is always gold dust. Gold dust. Can see 3 men in catching position. Very good delivery indeed. That swung away from the right-hander as he came lunging forward to it. Niranjana not getting back to bowl. Beautifully bowled. So that's what I dare say an eventful over. At the end of 2 overs, 10 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. You can see Kavishkar's figures, 4 dots and Nipuna 5 dots. This has been very decent bowling by LOLC. Now it's left for the Bodyline batters to try and play the percentage game, make 100% sure that they settle in before they try any fancy shots. Right, we do have a left-hander on strike, Chanaka, who came into bat at number 3, and Kavishka Pirish to continue from the pavilion end. That's off his pads, flicked away, running away to mid-wicket. Batsman will take an easy single. Total trickling on to 11 for the loss of 2 wickets. Just bring Vishma Niranjana to the striker's end. So it's a left-hand, right-hand combination out in the center, as Kavishka Pirish will walk gently back to the top of his bowling mark. And let's see as to how he executes the second ball of his second over. The 3rd over in progress. Bright and sunny, like I made mention, as Kavishka runs away. Fuller in line and length, driven very firmly, and that's found the gap, is running down to the extra cover fence, but pulled just inside the boundary line. and the batsmen have crossed over for a couple of runs. Good running between the wickets, the right thing to do. Keep rotating the strike. 13 for the loss of 2 wickets. Kavishkar trying to get a little bit of swing off this pitch here. There's not much of movement for the seam bowlers though. That's what we've seen so far as Kavishkar runs away from us. Onto the back foot, punches it down the ground to short extra cover. Good bit of fielding there. Agile fielding, quickly onto the ball. The fieldsman attacking the ball from short extra cover. Wise thing to do. You need to attack the ball to ensure that the batsmen do not milk those singles, because singles, once being milked, creates so much pressure for the fielding side. Wide outside the off stump. Has he nicked it? We'll wait for the umpire signal. I think, yes, he has nicked it. Now, that was a rank short delivery outside the off stump. You're trying to square cut it. I mean, you've got to get in line, though, playing away from the body. Watch it on the replay. Outside the off stump, and that's taken the outside edge. Easy pickings for the wicket keeper. So, in all fairness, I think LOLC are getting themselves into a bottleneck here, because they've lost 3 wickets for 13 runs, and the batter walking back rather dejected because he's made an ash of a delivery which he could have let go, or he should have covered up the line instead of slashing at it. So Niranjana caught Attanayaka, the wicket keeper, to the bowling of Pires, who has captured his 2nd wickets. 13 runs for the loss of 3 wickets here at the MCA. If you're joining our broadcast, the news I have for you is this is a C division game of cricket played here at the Mercantile Cricket Grounds. MCA, as is popularly known. And the teams that are in pursuit today are LOLC against BODYLINE. LOLC, who won the toss, decided that they're going to bowl first. It actually raised an eyebrow from my viewpoint, asking myself, why do you want to bowl first? But I think they've had a better idea in trying to chase these runs. And so far, the decision in bowling first has been very successful, because BODYLINE have lost 3 wickets for 13 runs, and we are only into over number 3. Right, let's take a look at Damitra Panditharatne, the batter. Scored 78 runs, his best effort being 33, average of 30, will settle over his bat now. As Kavishkar is on a high, 2 wickets for 8 runs, runs in now. Beautifully bowled, bringing the ball into the right-handed batter, who gets off the mark by pushing it to short extra cover for a single. But you could have seen the wrist position, the way he brought the ball in, trying to bowl wicket to wicket. Wise thing to do. 14 for 3, winning the toss and bowling first. I dare say LOLC is on a high. Now then, this is also a left-hand, right-hand combination, ideal thing to do, so the bowlers will not settle into one length. That's the idea behind it. Ravindu Chanaka, who's off the mark on 1 to take strike. Final ball, if it's a legal delivery, of the 3rd over. Covers the line and the length well behind it, playing it with a straight bat, pushing his shot towards short extra cover. And that does mark the end of over number 3, 14 for 3. Beautiful sunny morning here at the MCA Cricket Grounds. Remember, MCA is actually situated close to Maitland Crescent, and we do have 2 wonderful venues. One is the DS College Sports Complex Cricket Grounds, and adjacent to that is Sri Lanka's test venue, SSC, and next to SSC is the NCC. So plenty of cricket being played in this arena of Colombo. 14 for 3, BODYLINE being put into bat. And his Tashmika bowling his 2nd ball from the far end to Damitra. Outside the off stump, lunges forward, lets that ball go through to the wicket keeper. Wise thing to do. Try and see the line of the ball. Don't poke at deliveries that are pitched around the fifth stump zone. That's where the new ball does a little bit, tends to swing a bit, and then you can edge it. Tamithra Pandit on strike. Nipuna Tashmil. Yet again, outside the off stump, wise thing to do. Shoulders, arms, lets the ball go through to the wicket keeper, who picks it up cleanly. The current run rate is 4.20, and you can see the projected score comes down to 210. Nipuna, right arm over the stumps, bowling right arm medium pace, runs in now. Outside the off stump, now that will be signaled a wide. Now that's the long hop. You cannot bowl wide outside the off stump. The umpire correctly signals it as a wide. It's outside the tramp line. So you need to re-bowl that. You concede one run, you re-bowl a no ball. And the worst part is, talking to so many international bowlers, and they tend to think that when you bowl a wide or a no ball, the pressure comes back on the bowler. That's a much better line and length. Pushes it firmly to the man at short extra cover. Bit of a misfield, the batsman will take a single. Total tricks along to 16 for 3. The fourth ball of the fourth over coming up in the innings. LOLC winning the toss, bowling first. 16 for 3, so slow going for Bodyline. As the left-hander Ravindu Chanaka gets on strike. Panditaratna is at the non-striker's end on 2, and here is Nipuna. Good delivery in line with the middle and the off stump. The ball swinging away from the left-handed Chanaka, who sort of gets onto the back foot, plays it with the full face of the bat, and the ball trickles away towards short extra cover. Restricted to no runs there, so that's good bowling. Bowler wide, come back very, very strongly. Tell the batter, look, I'm in business. Let's see where he's going to pitch this ball now as he runs away from us. Runs into us, I'm sorry. Oh, that shot put away to mid-wicket, but the bowler himself runs across. Just the cleaning up job of his own bowling. I think most bowlers do that. They like to be miserly, and rightly so. Nipuna runs across, fields it at mid-wicket. And the score remains on 16 for 3 as we come almost to the end of the fourth over. 3.5 overs have been bowled so far. Nipuna Tamish, if I'm getting his pronunciation right, from the far end of the grounds, and he'll be running in towards us. He'll be running in towards the pavilion to bowl to Ravindu Chanaka. The pavilion end is the end that we are bringing this description for you. Right arm round the stumps, wrapped him on the pad, but definitely going down the leg side. You cannot get an LBW for that, as umpire calls signal. So we've seen the end of 4 overs. Bodyline are 16 for the loss of 3 wickets. I think what's hurt them is the loss of their 3 top order batters. So this particular pair has to build a partnership. They need to build a partnership, try and get some runs on the board, because if they don't, this game will find them, this innings will find them in a big struggle. Now, the captain winning the toss said that he would like to restrict them to around 175 runs. And so far, LOLC seem to be on target, because the par score here on this pitch, though, is 225. Bodyline has to look at early doses of trying to get back to ball. Kavish Kapiris for the 3rd time. Good delivery, in line, driven very firmly, but can't beat the man at mid-off. The batsman take the run with the stroke, so they cross over. These are valuable runs. If you can't get the boundaries, milk the singles, they say. 17 runs for 3 wickets. Having a look at that on the replay. Yeah, it was on a length. Got his foot to the pitch of the ball and drove very firmly. A bit of a ah and a who, because the fieldsman did have a go at the non-striker's end, but the throw went astray. Driven very firmly back to the bowler, who does the cleaning up job on his follow through. So he's keeping that middle and leg stump length, provided he doesn't sort of pitch it onto the pads of the bowler and get flicked. He'll be getting his dot balls. Kavish Kapiris, right arm seamer in pursuit from the pavilion end, which means he runs away from us, having 3 men in catching position. 2 slips and a gully. Good length delivery again. Bat and pad together. Full face of the bat. Ravindu Chanaka covers up the line and the length. Very good way to play a forward defensive stroke. Getting on top of the ball, playing it with a full face of the bat. As Kavishka now walks gently back to the top of his bowling mark. With 2 slips and a gully in catching position. Kavishka then. That's a full toss. That's put away, but he can't beat the fieldsman at extra cover. Now, that was a giveaway shot. That was a ball that he should have scored off, a full toss. You need to get those type of deliveries put away. Punch it into the gaps. Scoring opportunity definitely missed. 17 for 3. Kavish Kapiris then. As Chanaka, the left-hander, settles over. Lunges forward, closes the face of the bat. The ball sort of hits him in the inside part of the bat and it trickles away to mid-wicket. No chance of a run. We can see the bodyline batters, especially this pair, looking a little bit more defensive because they've got a huge and a Herculean task and try and build a partnership here. Kavish Kapiris runs away from us. Good length delivery again. Try fit short, gets onto the back foot, punches it down to short extra cover, and that does mark the end of over number 5. Bodyline put it to bat are 17 for 3. Change in voices. It gives me immense pleasure in welcoming Oshada to talk to you for the next 5 overs.
It's been a sorry start for MS Bodyline so far. At the end of over number 5, 17 for the loss of 3 wickets with only a couple of extras. They badly need a good partnership here. They need to make sure that they're going up and above from here onwards. Ravindu Chanak on 1 of 11 and Damitra on 3 of 5. 2 rather new batters out there in the middle. But they're up against Kavish Kapiris. I've already picked up a couple of wickets. Once again, he's been bowling in good areas, especially Nipuna. And both the bowlers from both the ends, they've been bowling in good areas, just pitching it just outside the off stump in that 4th to 5th stump regions, making the batters unsettled out there in the middle. LOLC, after winning the toss, electing to bowl first. Everything have been going on well for them so far. See, they've been consistent, especially when it comes to bowling in those good areas outside the off stump, pitching it right across in that 4th to 5th stump region, as I mentioned earlier. They've been consistent with that, and they've reaped what they saw here. There's 3 wickets already down for just 18 runs. They just need to make sure that they're consistently bowling in these areas, just consistently doing what they did all throughout this last almost 6 overs. And they have 2 slips in position as well just for that, and the batters are up with a certain amount of pressure. Ravind Chanak on 1 of 13. The problem with bowling in those good areas outside the off stump is that it limits the option for the batters. It just makes the life a touch too difficult for the batters. 6 overs completed, and now it's 18 for the loss of 3 wickets. Just 1 run so far from the over. That's up in there. A good bit of fielding. Played Abhishek that time. Kavish Kapir is back with the ball in hand. It's been a really good start with the ball in hand. Couldn't have asked for a better start, LOLC. Especially given the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, they won the toss, electing to bowl first. There's 2 slips and a gully in position for Kavish Kapiris. And I don't mind that at this stage, because we're still in the 7th over of the match and the ball is still fresh. And the consistency has been really good from both the ends, from both the bowlers, especially Kavish Kapiris against the left-hander. Have been bowling in good areas just outside that off stump, so there's always a chance of those slip fielder and that gully fielder coming into play, coming into action. So I don't mind them. Now they have dropped out that gully fielder for the right-hander, but still 2 slips in position. So this is really good from LOLC. They're applying that pressure. They're rubbing it on the face of these batters that you have lost already 3 wickets. And we're just going to put all the pressure in the world on these 2 batters. So it's just a matter of survival for both these batters. And I'm sure if LOLC continue to bowl in these good areas, one way or another, very soon we'll be seeing another wicket. That's driven away. That's touch too full. Might not just score. Yeah, it goes all the way for a boundary. For a moment I thought that it didn't have enough legs to go all the way for a boundary, but yeah, powerfully struck from Damitra. See, that was touch too full from Kavishka. That's not the area where he's supposed to bowl. That's driven away in the gap. Plenty of gaps all throughout the offside now. The gap between the mid-off and that extra car fielder, there is a considerable gap. And whenever the ball is touched too full, of course, the batter will have that freedom of exploiting that gap, piercing that gap, or rather bisecting that gap. Understandably, these two batters just taking their time. Plenty of time remaining, of course. 3 down for 24 in just 6.5 overs. You expect these two batters just to take their time, just see how the conditions are working out, see how the bowlers are maintaining their line and length. Just keep your game plan very simple. Just get those boundaries. Whenever there's an opportunity, you should get those boundaries. But other than that, there's plenty of gaps. You just get your ones and twos and play a very simple game. A very simple game plan is the only way for MA's Bodyline to get out of this misery that they're in at the moment. 7 overs completed, 25 for 3. That's a 12-run partnership between Damitra Panditharatna and Ravindu Chanaka. Tharundu Tiwanka was very unfortunate to get dismissed. He looked good. He scored that boundary as well, which was a clear indication of how good he was. And coming in from the last match where he scored 88 runs at BOI in Katunayaka, that was a superb knock that really guided MA's Bodyline to a victory. Was quite unfortunate today. Got out trying to clear that rather deep point boundary for a 6. Couldn't get the connection he was looking for. It was more of a slice that time from Tharundu Tiwanka. Just went very high up in there, and a good catch ended his stay out in the middle. Right, so Damitra. Once again, just troubling the batters. Not playing in the right line of the delivery, Damitra. Just a slight deviation. Just a slight deviation. Probably a just to see movement there from Nipuna Tashmika really deceived the batter. That's down the leg side, wide signal by the umpire. It's a wonderful morning here at the MCA grounds. Sun shining bright. Not a hint of rain anywhere. Rain, of course, was not a threat all throughout this last couple of weeks. Sunshine has been brilliant. The MCA C Division tournament still in the early stages. Still in the league stage. Plenty of teams taking part in the C Division tournament. We had matches all across Colombo, and last week we had a few matches at BOI grounds in Katunayaka. Oh, gone is it? Yes, it is. Damitra Panditharatna couldn't get his hand out of the way. That was clearly something that was going far down on the leg side, but my goodness, Nipuna Tashmika has taken a wicket out of nowhere. That was very, very unfortunate. Not the kind of way you'd want to get dismissed that time. That was very, very unfortunate. Trying to leave that ball down on the leg side. Just slightly brushing his gloves. Let's have a look at that again. Yeah, there we go. A clear deflection. And that's a good take from the wicket keeper. So just like that, the 4th wicket goes down. And MA's Bodyline, Damitra Panditharatna, he's gone for 10 off 17. He looked good for that 10 runs, just 1-4 for him as well. But Nipuna Tashmika with the breakthrough. And he picks up his 2nd wicket. 4 down for 26 runs.
Right, 4 down now for 26 runs. And Nipuna Tashmik amongst the wickets once again. 9 runs conceded in his just 3.4 overs and have picked up a couple of wickets now, putting LOLC right into the game. So Amila Manoj is the new batter. 18 matches for him with the highest score of 71. Have a lot to prove with the bat. The left-handed batter, Amila Manoj. Right, so going with the same standard field. 2 slips and a gully. The pressure is on for MA's Bodyline coming into this game after a very thrilling 3-run victory against Sampath Bank. That was in BOI grounds. Obviously had a chat with the skipper of MA's, Isura, if I'm not mistaken, from MA's Bodyline during the coin toss, and he did mention that there were a couple of mistakes that actually took place during that match, and they were planning to rectify those mistakes in this particular game, but so far nothing have happened in their way. Oh, that's a good delivery. What a delivery to the newcomer, Amila Manoj, just welcoming him to the middle. 8 overs completed, 26 for 4. The strip of play we're playing at the MCA grounds. It's a used one for sure for this C division encounter. And even thick grass covering, but it's very hard as well. So yeah, I was just told that it's the same wicket that was used for yesterday's game as well. So it's a used one, as I mentioned earlier. But so far the bowlers come onto the bat really well. I haven't really seen any demons on these conditions for the batters. It's just poor shot selections, and if you look at how the wickets have fallen down in this MA's Bodyline lineup so far, you can see that most of the wickets, out of these 4 wickets, at least 3 were gifted by MA's Bodyline. So there's nothing much in terms of rather demons in these conditions, this pitch here at the MCA grounds for the batters. So just maybe in the first hour or so, the first 10 to 15 overs, the fast bowlers might get some movement of the conditions because of that covering of grass that is quite even throughout that good length region. But other than that, I don't really see the batters struggling out there in the middle, unless you are poor with your shot selections. But later on, of course, the spinners might get some action of these conditions. That has been the tradition here at the MCA grounds. With the day goes on, the spinners come into play. They get a good grip of these conditions. But surprisingly, LOLC winning the toss and electing to bowl first, so they have that faith. Now, he did mention that they have 3 fast bowlers. LOLC captain did mention that they have 3 fast bowlers who could actually make the life difficult for MA's Bodyline, and that is exactly what we've seen. So they had this plan coming into this game, and they have executed that plan really well so far. Oh, that's a brilliant delivery. There we go. Ravindu Chanaka was enticed to get into his front foot, almost brushing that edge. Now this was the first wicket. This is what I mentioned, gifted these wickets. That's the first wicket, and second one as well. A catch, a good catch in the outfield. There we go. That could have just lapped away, and this was the 4th wicket. So I did mention that at least 3 wickets were gifted, but let me say all 4 wickets were gifted. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. This from Kavish Kapiris. I think Kavish Kapiris is surely one of those 3 faster bowlers which the captain did mention in the coin toss. So just look at the faith the captain has on these faster bowlers. So they've been picking up wickets all throughout this tournament. They've been very consistent. You can see from where they're bowling at the moment, keeping it very tight outside the off stump. And that doesn't happen coincidentally. So it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of game practice as well. It's a lot of game time as well. So they've been very consistent right throughout this tournament, and we're just seeing some quality fast bowling from LOLC. A quick single. That's the end of the over. Just one run coming off of that over. 9 overs completed, 26 for 4. Yeah, a sorry-looking batting card for MA's Bodyline. Damitra Panditratna, the only batter to get onto it at double figures. Apart from that, none of the batters were able to get to that double figures. 5, 4, 3, 2. Almost like a phone number to me at this stage. Just a 3 extra, so it's been a very disciplined bowling attack from LOLC. Right, so Ravindu Chanaka. He did play an almost similar role in the previous game. Was very watchful, was giving that support to Tarindu Tiwanka, who was at the other end, who was going on all havoc and scoring runs in a very quick manner. And Ravindu Chanaka at the other end was happy to see the ball through, just play defensively, get that 1 run and give the strike back to his more aggressive partner. So right now, the responsibility is upon him, Ravindu Chanaka. Now that's up in there, chance. Just on the bounce. That's a very, very risky execution there from Ravindu Chanaka. It was up in there for some time. And a deep third man fielder in position. Just let me tell you, if the connection had been more convincing, that would have run down towards the fielder. So to come back to what I was discussing about Ravindu Chanaka, obviously he doesn't have any aggressive partner here today. So the responsibility should be upon him. He is the most senior man out there in terms of number of deliveries faced. 23 deliveries has faced. So he must be having a good idea as to what to expect from these bowlers and what to expect of these conditions. So it's just a matter of surviving out there for at least another 3 to 4 overs and try to get those runs on the board. Try to get those 1s and 2s and try to put up a good partnership here, because they badly need a partnership. A partnership that will drive them to at least 100 to 120 runs from here onwards, and for the pair to bat at least to 20th or maybe 22nd, 25th over. They need that kind of a partnership. Otherwise, it's not going to be easy for MA's Bodyline. Oh, good delivery. What a way to finish things up. 10 overs completed. 10 overs of complete dominance from LOLC. And MA's Bodyline now 28 for the loss of 4 wickets.
Hope you're enjoying your Sunday morning in our company here on Sporty.lk, as we bring you pictures all the way from the MCA cricket grounds, where the C Division game between LOLC Finance and Bodyline is in pursuit at the moment. 28 for 4, 2.8 runs. The net run rate in 10 overs. Bodyline being put into bat by LOLC are struggling, that's for sure. At the wickets is Amila Manoj still to open his account, and Ravindra Chanaka, who batted at number 3, the left-hander, is unbeaten on 4 after facing 23 deliveries. This Amila Manoj, the left-hander, looks a bit of a composed type of player. Sorry, Amila Manoj is at the non-strikers end though. And here is Samsudeen. There's a bowling change, his best figures being 3 for 33. Up with a challenge because the seamers have been very miserly. They've bowled fiery tiny length. Right arm around the stumps, wrapped him on the pad, loud appeal. And the umpire says negative. He must have gone down the leg side. Brilliant delivery in line with the middle and the off stump. He lunged forward to it. Ravindra Chanaka wrapped him on the pad. Let's have a look at the replay. Here it goes. No, that was pitched just outside the off stump. And I also thought the umpire was spot on because he's wrapped him a little bit high above the knee roll. Nevertheless, good for Samsudeen to start off on a positive mindset. Right arm around the stumps. That's down the leg side, tucked away. But there is cover at short fine leg. So the batsmen will have to remain in their respective popping creases. No chance of sort of crossing over for a single. The last thing that Bodyline would want to do is to lose a wicket at this point in time. Alzain Samsudeen, right arm around the stumps. To the left-hander Ravindra Chanaka. Fuller in line and length, but this time down, bowling it to his pad, so flicked away to mid-wicket. And that's 2 runs for the taking. Easy pickings there. I keep mentioning that it is imperative that you don't bowl down that line. Don't bowl into the pads of a left-hander because they love to flick you on that particular length. And that's exactly what Ravindra Chanaka did. Now he moves on to 6 back again on strike. Samsudeen, the bowler. Right arm around the stumps. That's a better delivery. Chanaka covers up line and length, gets behind that ball that was pitched on the middle stump and just plays it to the straight bat, and the ball trickles down square on the offside. But it goes as a dot ball. 2 runs have been scored so far, and we've seen the change of bowling from the pavilion end here. Samsudeen, right arm, medium pacer into the attack. That's taken on the half volley and driven very firmly. Beautifully stroked, but just intercepted inside the boundary line. And obviously the batters have gone through for a couple of runs. Now that was a very good stroke indeed. In the arc, but he didn't try to hit it too hard. Played through the line with a straight bat. Good thinking there by the batter. He moves on to 8. Bodyline 32 for 4. And Samsudeen, shade guilty of just bowling it on a length there. And the next delivery is in line with the middle stump. Gets onto the back foot and pushes it firmly towards short extra cover. So that is another dot delivery. So 32 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. We've seen the completion of over number 11. 12th over coming up. And we also would like to welcome all our listeners and viewers here on Sporty.lk. If you're just joining this Mercantile C Division encounter being played at the MCA grounds in Colombo 7. And this game is between LOLC Finance and Bodyline. I got to keep reminding all our viewers and listeners that LOLC won the toss and decided to bowl first. 32 for 4. Bodyline, I'm told, has a very good batting side, but they've lost 4 of their top order batters, mainly because most of the batters just threw their wickets away. But here is Nipuna continuing. Right arm round the stumps, short of length. Amila stands up on his toes and punches it away to short extra cover. Just punching it with a straight bat. That's the right way to get about it because they need Bodyline to build a partnership in here. They lost too many wickets up front. And we all know that Amila Manoj is a very competent batter. A lot will depend on how he controls the innings here. He's got to make sure that he's at the wickets. Try and bat deep. Don't worry too much about the runs right now. Here is Nipuna. That's another good delivery in line with the middle stump. Just closes the face of the bat and tries to work it off his pads, and the ball just taking the inside edge of the bat and trickling away to mid-wicket. Another dot delivery being marked by the scoreboard here. 11.2 overs have gone by. We are into over number 12. And the bowler is Nipuna from the far end of the grounds, which means he'll run in towards us to bowl to Amila, the left-hander. Amila Manoj now settles over his bat. Competent player. He's got a higher score of 71. Let's see how we can get his team out of the rags. Good delivery. Tri-foot short of length. Amila equivalent to the task. Bends his knees, shoulders, arms. Lets the ball go through to the wicket keeper. Dot delivery in the recorder's book. The current run rate is no bother at all. 2.78. This game is too early to even discuss about the run rate because the run rate has been very poor against some quality bowling here by the LOLC team. The seamers have done a sterling job up front. Nipuna continuing his merry ways. Bowling his 6th over. Runs in. That's in line with the middle stump. Manoj waits for it, punches it down the ground to mid-off. Covers the line and the length of the delivery pretty well. Getting his feet moving. That's what he's got to do right now. Get your feet moving. Get to the pitch of the ball. Runs will come. Bowlers will tire. They'll start dropping it short. That's the time you cash in. But right now, LOLC are on a high because they've got 4 top order batters. As Nipura runs away from us. Outside the off stump yet again, Manoj watching it very closely to the bat, slapping it away to the man at mid-off. It's good to see that the Bodyline batters are now not throwing their bats at everything but playing percentage cricket. That's pertinent when you find 4 of your top order batters sitting in the hush though. And here is Nipuna. Right arm over the on up. We mark it as bowler stopped. I think he missed his footing on his run up. Should be a tiring man because he's bowling his 6th over on the trot. And he's been very miserly. He's bowled the right areas. And the most important thing is he has got the batters to play at him. He's drawing the batter on the front foot. That's been the feature. In he comes. That's short of length. Beautifully bowled, but in line with the stump. And all that Amila Manoj could do is to get on the back foot. Punch it away. Umpires are walking away, which means that's the end of over number 12. Bodyline are 32 for the loss of 4 wickets. The current run rate 2.67 here at the MCA. At the wickets is Amila Manoj. Still to open his account. He faced 12 deliveries. And with him is Ravindu Chanaka from Bodyline. The batter who batted at number 3 is on 8. And let's see what the bowling change would be. Will they have a change or will they bring in Saifuddin from the pavilion end? Let's wait and see. Yep, they'll continue with Saifuddin. There's no men in catching position except a fly. Nope, no men in catching position. Amazing. Are they bringing in a fly slip? Yes, they brought in a fly slip. So fly slip is the only man that too not in catching position. In he goes, right arm around the stumps. That's bowled back of a length, gets onto the back foot, opens the face of the bat, runs it down to third man. Now, the man in catching position has disappeared. So, no man in catching position. These are the indications that the bowling side is getting slightly defensive, because these two batters have not been taking any risks. They are playing percentage cricket, the right approach at this point in time. Amila Manoj still to open his account. He's on strike. Ravindra Chanaka has moved on to 9. Samsudeen from the pavilion end, bowling his second over. Moves in, round the stumps, right arm. Now this time the batsman pulls away. And I can't understand as to why the batsman pulled away, because I can't see any interceptions from the side screen. Normally batters pull away unless he was disturbed by a flying object near his eye line. I'm not too sure. Yep, settles over his bat. Samsudeen has taken on the half volley and driven very firmly, but he can't get it past short extra cover. So Amila having a few worries with his timing. Phase 13 delivery still to get off the mark. And he wouldn't want to throw it away because you spend so much of time out in the center. Try and get runs for your team. Manoj then settles over his bat. Has taken on the full and driven very firmly to the man at mid-off, and a little bit of a mishap there, and the batsmen were able to go through for 2 runs. So Amila Manoj gets off the mark at last. Total moves on to 35 for the loss of 4 wickets. Azlan Samsudeen, the bowler from the pavilion end. Turning to over number 13 here at the MCA. Samsudeen pulls right arm, medium pace. In fact, he's bowling round the wicket to the left-hander, trying to angle that ball into his pads. Amila Manoj settles over his bat. He's on 5 of, he's on 2 of 5 deliveries. Apologies, correction as you call it. In goes Samsudeen. That's in line with the middle stump. Manoj covers up the line and the length, squares him up slightly, but he manages to get back to it, pushes it to mid-wicket. And that's another dot delivery. So plenty of dots have been bowled by LOLC. They seem to be having a competent bowling side, very disciplined indeed. The little we've seen so far, but they'll be head hunting for another wicket. Samsudeen round the stumps. That's a good delivery. Trifid short of length, got big on the batter as he sort of crouched himself on the back foot, wrapped him on the pad. So marks the end of over number 13. Are the umpires calling for drinks? Let's wait and see. Very hot morning here in the city of Colombo. I'd also take this opportunity of wishing both Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. They're playing the second T20 game today at the Rangeli Dambulla Stadium. And that's a decisive game for both teams, because if Sri Lanka wins the game, that means they win the series, the 3-match series. But as far as Bangladesh is concerned, they have to have a better intent, a better approach. They need to get their act right and try and win the game so that they can go, the teams can come even Stevens for the third and the final T20 scheduled to be played in Colombo on Wednesday the 16th. And news I have from you from Lords in England is that England made 387 runs in their first innings, and India also made 387. And this is the 4th time in Test history that a first innings score has been simultaneous. KL Rahul made a brilliant 100. And Rishabh Pant, 74 run out. We'll come back to that during the course of this commentary. As we have a change in the bowling, is Dhanush Udara, who's had a best bowling figures for 5 for 36. Bowling spin, right arms, wrist spinner, flighter delivery driven very firmly, trying to buy a wicket I thought here. As Ravindra Chanaka got well behind that ball that spun into his pads, drove it very firmly to wide of mid-off for an easy single. He gets into double figures, he's on 10, Amila Manoj is on strike now. Dhanushka Udara, my apologies, runs into bowl to Amila Manoj. Good length delivery in line with the middle stump. Not much of turn for the leg spinner. Bowled it pretty quick there. Didn't give way out to the ball. Came straight on to the bat. Manoj was... It's easy for him to... Oh, the next delivery just in line with the middle stump. Now that did spin a little bit. He gave it a bit away. Got the batter on the front foot. That's the most important thing. Get him playing on the front foot. Amila now settles over his bat. Here is Dhanushka. That shot put away to mid-wicket. And there is a fieldsman at deep mid-wicket and the batsman will take an easy single. So runs coming by in singles, being milked. Current run rate 2.71. LOLC bowling their 14th over and Bodyline are 37 for 1. So Chanaka on strike. Flighter taken on the half volley and driven very firmly, and he's been caught. That is a brilliant catch. Out of the world, flighter delivery, and Ravindra Chanaka, who was batting pretty well, played through the line but played it rather uppishly. The ball actually spun into the left-hander, and I just can't imagine that he could get himself out after facing 31 deliveries, seeing the ball well though. And then he goes and plays it rather uppishly. He should have crouched over the delivery, not played through the line, I mean cover the line and length and then push it. So the 5th wicket down, and this catching, let's watch it on the replay. You see him almost reaching for the ball, isn't it? Just stood there, body not near the line of the delivery, reaching for it. He's got to take a long walk back to the hutch. I know I have had that experience walking back to the hutch. It's not an easy walk, it's a terrible walk. When you walk out of the hutch and come into bat, it looks much easier than when you have to put your head down and walk back when you're out. 37 for 5, 13.5 overs have gone by. So Dhanushka Udana, brilliant, coming with his leg spin in the very first over, gets himself and his team a scalp. Fantastic. It's Isuro Chandrasiri. So relatively 2 new batters at the pitch. Amila Manoj struggling on 3 after facing 20, I would say, challenging deliveries. Put it that way. Isuru Chandrasiri will have to bat out of his skin as the players are also taking a bit of a breather, taking some water. In the commentary box, I too will go in for a small dose of water and then come right back to you. Stay with us. Welcome back. The projected score is 134. Look at the bowling figures. Piris 2 for 18. Nipuna Tamishka 2 for 10. And Udara 0.5 overs. He's bowled 3 dot deliveries and got the vital breakthrough with a legitimate leg spin which spun into the bat of the left-handed Chanaka, who I thought was trying to reach for the ball while coming on the front foot, and all that he did was to almost spoon it. Brilliant catch taken at mid-off. The players are still dehydrating themselves. So I'll take the opportunity of giving you the scores from the Lord's Cricket Grounds, where India and England are playing the third test at the iconic venue. Right. England batting first were bowled out for 387, and India 2 were bowled out for 387. So I was talking about the simultaneous first innings score. This feat was achieved by 3 teams earlier. West Indies versus India in a test match. Both teams were bowled out for 222. That's double Nelsons. Pakistan versus New Zealand was 402 apiece. Australia, West Indies 428 apiece. And this is the 4th time in the history of Test cricket where a team, England and India, score simultaneous scores in the first innings. That's a bit of information is for your records. Right, we are just about to restart the game. The batter is ready. Isuru Chandrasiri settles over his bat. The new man in. Danushka Udara. Can he get one more breakthrough? That's what they are looking for. One man in catching position. He's got a slip in. That's a good sign. The right arm leg spinner. Looks a very exciting prospect. Runs away from us. Try foot shot. Oh, bowled him, is it? Wait for the umpire's signal. No, he was very lucky. Just spun off that wicket. I don't think he watched the googly. That was the googly. It's good to see the bowler bowling the legitimate leg spin and the googly. That's the hallmark of a good leg spinner. I thought for a moment that he had his man. Beautifully bowled. 14 overs gone. 37 for 5. Watch that ball again. They are on the replay. Yup, it spun right into him. Sorry, that's the legitimate leg break. I thought it was the googly because it spun into him. And he was beaten all ends up. He lunged forward. I don't think he read it off the wrist. I basically felt he played for the turn. I thought he sort of like read it like the googly, tried to play for the turn, but it nipped back. Lucky, very lucky that it did not disturb his timber. Right, let's see what Amila Manoj on strike can do. Saifuddin, short of length. Got the batsman. Now that's a no ball. Please stop bowling no balls. That's what your captain will tell you, your coach will tell you. Because look at that. Now I don't know why the umpire signaled that as a no ball. We'll wait and see. Samsudeen. In again. That's down the leg side. That's put away to fine leg. That'll get him 4 runs. Now these are hoppy deliveries. You should stop bowling. Because you're on top at the moment. You've got your 5 because you send the top 5 order batters to the Hutch. And these the time the bowling side LOLC should cash in. Don't bowl those long hops because the batsman will enjoy it. Now Amila stroked it to perfection. And you're going to get your batter into a confident mode. 42 for 5. Settles over his bat. Here is Samsudeen. Right arm around the stumps. Short outside the off stump. He cannot afford to. The first ball was a no ball. Then he bowls a long hop down the leg side. Gets punished for 4. And the third ball is a short delivery. Lucky to get away with it. Amila tried to punch it off the back foot. Lucky that the bowler was not carted on that occasion. 42 for 5. Samsudeen, right arm round the stumps. Short of length yet again. Gets on to the back foot, Amila Manoj, and punches it back to the bowler. But it just goes past him to the man at mid-off, who does the cleaning up job, but the score remains on 42 for 5. The current run rate is 2.90. Amila settles over his bat. Here is Samsudeen. Much better line and length, but driven very firmly. Can't beat the man at mid-off. But at least it was a much better delivery. Got it in the arc, bowled on a fuller line and length. Manoj equal to the tasks. 7 runs in 25 balls. Not a very good, I would say, rotation rate either, or a boundary hitting rate, but he's got no choice because wickets are falling around him. Samsudeen then. Can he get a breakthrough here? He's brought in a short extra cover and coming round the wicket now to the left-hander. On a length between the middle and the leg stump. All that Manoj can do is to cover up the delivery, play it with a straight bat, and the score does not get disturbed. 42 for 5. LOLC putting the Bodyline team into bat. Been very impressive so far. Samsudeen right arm round the stumps. That short of length, tries to punch it off the back foot, but only succeeds in pushing it to short extra cover. That's the end of over number 15. A change in voices. 90 to take a bit of a breather. And it'll be Oshada will take you through to the next 5 overs.
Thank you, Brian. So 15 overs completed. Half the side back in the pavilion for 42 runs. Things are not going in the way of MA's Bodyline. Right, so spinners taking the control of the game now. Danush Kudara picked up 1 wicket for just 2 runs in his first over. Oh, brilliant bowling once again. That was just touched too high. The skipper is sort of Chandrasiri, is a tall lad. Just got to keep it very tight outside that off stump. On a good length. That's perfect. Good bowling this, keeping it very tight. Oh, once again, brilliant. Just Ithru Chandrasiri has no idea where the ball is moving. So he's resorting to his back foot, which sometimes might not work, as the ball might just rush through in that gap between bat and pad. There we go. Completely deserving. Asking the question. Oh, this is some bowling from Danush Kudara. It'll be a very interesting replay if we can have one. Let's see exactly what happened there. Ooh, that was very, very close. Yeah, the umpire just suggesting that it might just missing that leg stump. But it's a good over. 16 overs completed, 42 runs on the board for the loss of 5 wickets. And it's all about LOLC putting up that pressure on. And MA's Bodyline falling apart at the moment, 42 for 5. Once again, very slow through there. Oh! LOLC all over MA's body line at the moment. My goodness, that would have been very, very close if it was a direct hit. It's just the pressure, isn't it? On the MA's body line. There we go, just a small deflection of the bat, and oh, had the throw been much better, that would have been out for sure. Right, so Isura Chandrasiri, he's on strike. He's yet to get off the mark after facing 7 deliveries. Sairu bowling his very first over. Has punched down the ground. That has been his signature move. Whenever there's some pressure on Isura Chandrasiri, he's always opting to go down the ground. Whenever the ball is full, he's just going to play it through the line of the delivery and play it down the ground. But he can bat, let me tell you. Isura Chandrasiri, he can be very slow at the start, but oh, every delivery, there's something to talk about. Every delivery, the excitement, it just builds up. Isura Chandrasiri came into bat when the team was in similar sort of a position in the previous game, and he scored a valiant half century. 50 off just 60 or 70 odd deliveries. He was there till the very end. Made sure that the team gets into a good position at the end of their 50 overs. Cut away quite nicely. Might not just go all the way. Oh yes, it does go all the way for a boundary. So once again, latched on to the back foot. And 17 overs completed with that boundary. So 7 runs coming off from that over. Yeah, just once again up in the air for some time. Played it habishly, but just in the gap. Just enough power behind that shot. So 4 runs to end the over. 7 runs coming off from that over. 17 overs completed, 49 for 5. Yeah, full length delivery, punched down the ground. That's driven away quite nicely. That's a good shot there. They couldn't really get it away from the fielder inside the 30-yard circle on the offside. That's a good looking shot. Amila Manoj has been there, out there in the middle for some time now. 10 off 31. This is Isura Chandrasiri, 5 of 11. He's the key. If MA's body line need to get at least 150, 175 as they mentioned in the coin toss. Oh, that's brilliant. That's gone. That's for sure. That's gone. Isura Chandrasiri. Once again, a very significant gap between the bat and pad. And that was just enough for Danushka to sneak that ball right into his back leg. And that's crashing onto the stumps for sure. So just like that, the 6th wicket goes down. So Isura Chandrasiri not going to be able to repeat the heroics he did in the previous game. There we go, just brushing that front foot for sure. For a moment I thought it was the back leg, but no, it was just brushing that kneecap of the front leg. So that's gone. And Isura Chandrasiri He's gone for 5. MA's Bodyline in all sorts of trouble here. $50 for 6 in 17.3 overs. Every delivery is creating an opportunity. Every delivery, Danushka. See, it's the variations of his bowling. Danushka just makes it difficult for the batters to pick up. You can see the way he's releasing the ball. There we go. Good turn off the conditions. There's this ball that comes on from back of his hand. The rather conventional off delivery is also there. And the one that spins the other way towards the right hander. So there's a lot of variations in his armory that he's using. And so far, it's been quite brilliant. 2 wickets for just 3 runs in 3 overs. 18 overs completed. It's 50 for the loss of 6 wickets. So if you look into his bowling against the right-hander, he's using a lot of deliveries from back of his hands that spins the other way. Not the conventional off-spinner, but the ball that spins the other way. And that creates that sense of uncertainty in the minds of the batter. And in the meantime, he bowls that conventional off-spinner as well. That spins into the right-hander. Off the edge, gone. Kavindu Eranga. That was not the kind of shot you would expect a batter, especially someone who came in at number 8 to play. That was very wide outside the off stump, that leading edge coming into play, and it went high up in there. And a very simple catch towards the fielder inside the 30-yard circle. That ball didn't really go anywhere. There we go, didn't have to move an inch. 7 down now for just 50. And Amila Manoj, or rather Kavindu Eranga. No, it's Amila Manoj. It's a set better Amila Manoj. My goodness, for a moment I thought it was Kavindu Eranga. That would have been understandable, but Kavindu Manoj has been out there for 31 deliveries. And he ends up playing a shot like that. That's quite hard to understand. But Sairu picks up his very first wicket only in his second over. Can they wrap things up here quickly? MA's Bodyline 50 for the loss of 7 wickets. Tarindu Jayaratne, left-handed batter, 19 matches. Nothing much to talk in terms of batting with the highest score of 19. Oh, brilliant. That was a faster delivery from Sairo. I like this. LOLC spinners, they're mixing it up. One after another, creating that sense of uncertainty in the minds of the batters. They're bowling it straight, they're bowling it wicket to wicket, but they're spinning it both ways. They have that faster delivery, the one that darts in. So there's a lot of variations at the batters at this stage, really, against these lower middle order batters and lower order batters. These are just too much. He's asking for trouble. Brilliant, this is brilliant. And that's the end of the over. 19 overs completed, 50 for the last 7 wickets. Right, so 2 new batters out there in the middle. Kavindu Ranga and Tharindra Jayaratne yet to get off the mark. A very sorry looking batting card. Only 3 batters crossing that double digits and the rest just falling apart. 50 for the last 7 wickets now. It's once again to pour this 20th over. They've opted to go with Danushka Udara, who has been the man of the moment so far. Couple of wickets. Oh, almost that time. I don't think it carried towards that first slip fielder. But once again, there we go. Kavindu Eranga has no idea where Danushka is spinning the ball. Just short of that slip fielder. Everything is happening out there in the middle, and it's all about LOLC spinners. First, it was the faster bowlers in the first few overs, so it was a complete package, a complete performance from LOLC. Oh, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The consistency is remarkable from Danushka. Last ball of this over. 2. Once again, almost going through that gap between bat and pad. 20 overs completed. 50 for the last 7 wickets. And change in voices as I welcome Brian Thomas.
$50 runs for the loss of 7 wickets. Danushka Udara, absolutely fascinating. The leg spinner. Right. We start off with a new over here. And the total just trickles away to 51. Just played around the corner. Kavindu Iranga still to open his account. And Tharindra Jayaratne, who just scored that single. Right, Danushka Udara has been absolutely fantastic. I got to make mention of him because he's bowled a very tidy line and length here. He's bowled 21 dot deliveries. But now is Sairu Udukumbara. Good delivery outside the off stump. The right arm off spinner just spinning it away from the left-hander. As Tharindu lunges forward, plays a forward defensive stroke. He's on 2. Kavindu Eranga still to open his account. Sayuru. That's quicker down the line. Very lucky that he did not have his stumps disturbed played almost on top of the delivery. Watch it on the replay. There it is flighted. And what was he trying to do? He was trying to go over the top. Very lucky that he was saved by the bell there. That's a quicker delivery. It plays a forward defensive stroke. Watches it with the arm. It's the arm ball which he sort of lunges forward and plays a forward defensive. 52 for 7. Bodyline. And that's punched off the ground. Beautifully fielded as well. And there could be a round. Let's wait for the umpire's signal. That was rather a risky run. We'll watch it on the replay and we'll know for certain whether he did cross over. And I think he crossed over very safely. Oh, yeah, I know. Ah, he's been given out. I thought for a moment he should have got it home. So the 8th wicket goes down. 52 for 8. And this looks pretty appalling, isn't it? I mean, this is not the time you go and get your you get yourself run out. I mean, you stroke the ball straight to the fielder and you decide to take the fielder when the ball is in his hand. So let's face it, Bodyline are falling apart here at the MCA. Absolutely falling apart. 52 for the loss of 8 wickets. We'll have our scorecard adjusted for you. And this is just the 21st over. There you can see the scorecard. Just 4 extras. Okay, right. Now let's wait. As Jairat takes guard from the umpire. Okay, it's 52 for 8. Tell him there's scoreboard trouble. We'll have the scorecard adjusted for you. It's actually 52 runs for the loss of 8 wickets. Sarandu Udukumbara runs in. Right arm round the stumps. Jayaratna plays a forward defensive stroke. The ball takes the outside edge and trickles away towards back of the point. 52 for 8. Sorry that we had a delay in readjusting the scorecard for you. Now we can see that the projected score, well, if they get to the projected score, they've done well, I can say. That is our scorecard. 4 extras, 52 for 8. And actually, Bodyline has been undone by some excellent bowling by LOLC, and their fielding has been impeccable, I dare say. Right. Tharindu Ranasinghe on strike. 52 for 8. Sairu Udukumbara. Bowls right arm. Coming round. Runs in and bowls. That's punched down the ground. In the air for a little bit, but then safely to the long on fence for 4 runs. That's a welcome boundary. He's going to enjoy that. The umpire signals it as a boundary. So 56 runs for 4 wickets. Yup. That's not a bad approach. Open the shoulder because you have nothing else to do. In the air for a while, but just above that fieldsman's head. So 4 more to the total. Jayaratna settles over his bat. Udukumbara the bowler. In he comes and bowls. Outside the off stump, punch down the ground again. It's good to see that Jayaratna is taking the leg spinner on. He's not worried about using his feet. He's getting to the pitch of the ball, the right thing to do. 57 for 8. He's not playing defensive cricket because I suppose the moment you get defensive with Danushka, he tends to trample all over you. Been very economical, taken 2 wickets for 8 runs and bowling his 5th over, Maisali. As he now runs into ball to Ranasinghe. Oh, good length delivery. Flighted, trying to beat him on the eye line. Lunges forward, plays a forward defensive stroke. Throwing caution to the wind in here. And he's starting to Ranasinghe. Danushka. Wrapped him on the pad. Nope. That was just going down the leg side of the ball. Umpire will have absolutely no choice to say not out to that appeal. In he comes now and bowls. Wrapped him on the pad again, and the umpire walking away saying not out. It's going down the leg side. Stotsky it up, is trying to beat him in the air. Very good thinking by Danushka Udara. Like I told you, this boy can bowl. I mean, he's a good bowler. Bowls leg spin. At the wickets the whole time, getting the batter to play at him. Slip in position, runs in and bowls. That's down the leg side, and that will be signalled wide. I suppose the commentators curse the moment you start praising a bowler. He does the wrong thing. But then, with his leg spin, he has an opportunity to bowl an extra ball as he runs in now and bowls. Outside the off stump yet again. The ball turning away from the right-handed Ranasinghe, who lunges forward, plays a forward defensive stroke. 57 for 8 if you're joining our commentary here at the Mercantile Cricket Association. We are bringing you pictures of the C Division encounter between LOLC and Bodyline, Mars Bodyline. And there is the scorecard and partnership for you. Nothing much to write home about. Just run through that card yourselves. You can see, I mean, the highest partnership so far has been only 13 runs. And that's not good batting, as you can say. And sadly, Bodyline, who were put into bat, just fell into a trap. All credit must go to LOLC. Their bowlers did an absolute sterling job, hitting the right areas and ensuring that Mars Bodyline was always kept in check. They never let them get free. So spin again from the pavilion end. It's Sayura Udukumara. Bowls his off spin. Bowls it a little bit quicker than a usual off spinner. Doesn't give much flight. Runs in now. In the air for a while. And it's coming. Brilliantly taken. You can see that catch. That is very good catching. Now, this is the difference between a good bowling and a fielding side. I mean, backing up the bowler, taking all those opportunities, the given chances. So it's 58 for the loss of 9 wickets. As Tarindu Jayaratna, who scored that boundary in the last over, takes a hop back to the pavilion. 52 runs for the loss of 9 wickets. We have a look at the replay. Slapped it across to mid-wicket and very well held indeed. That's very good catching. I mean, it's fantastic catching. I think Bodyline must be given all the credit because their fielding, ground fielding and their catching has been impeccable so far. Now, this makes a world of difference when it comes to any form of cricket, be it a T20, a one-day international, or be it a 50-over game played at any league. Fielding and catching, if you get that act right, lots of experts of the view, you almost win half your battle, right? We are now ready as Avinda Prasad, the new man in, the left-hander. Sayuru. Can he just wrap it up here? 2 men in catching position. Good length delivery, equally well done by the batsman. Plays a forward defensive stroke. Reaching for it slightly, playing away from the body, doesn't matter. Gets back to ball. As Sayuru runs in now, right arm round the stumps. Quicker in line and length, but outside the off stump. Avindu watches it very closely and lets that ball go through to the wicket keeper, shouldering his arm. Sairu Dukumbara. In he goes. Right arm, round the stumps. Flighted delivery. Not much a turn on this pitch, so Avindu has no problem at all in letting that ball go through to the wicket keeper, not offering bat to it. Again, outside the off stump, bowling it quicker, and the batter has no problem. He doesn't have to offer a stroke at all. Just lunges forward, lets it go through. That's in line with the middle and the off stump. But Avindu Prasad plays a forward defensive stroke. Right, settles over his bat. Not bad for a tail ender. Oh, good delivery and very well played indeed. So very good over comes to an end. 58 runs for the loss of 9 wickets. I mean, our computer analysis still says projected score is 128, but that looks a Herculean task, that's for sure. So Ravindu Ranasinghe will be on strike. Here's a look at the scorecard. None of the batters can write anything home about. Only a couple of batters getting into double figures. Ravindu Chanaka got 10. Then Pandita Ratna got 10. Oh, three batters. And also Manoj got 10. The rest have had their limitations against this very good bowling attack. They've been with telephone numbers, in all honesty. Right. Avindu Prasad is at non-strikers end, and it's Tanindru Ranasinghe. Both batters very new to the wicket are to open their respective accounts. So this is a good opportunity for Kavishka Peiris to try and get his 3-for. He's already taken 2 wickets for 18 runs. He's been brought back into the attack. No slip in catching position as he runs away from us. Good length delivery, but then equally played with composure as Tarindu Ranasinghe punches it down the ground to short extra cover using his feet. No chance that the batters will risk a single here. Some of the players seated in their respective hutches as Peiris. Over the stumps, that's down the leg side. The umpire is not even going to have a look at it, son, because that's going down the leg side. And also, I reckon, when he crossed over, did he get a bat to it? Wait for the umpire's signal. But it's Prasad, who's now at the striker's end. I think that was signalled as a run in favour of the batter. Might have got the outside edge. Right, Prasad settles over his bat. Batting outside his crease as you can see, outside the popping crease. Here is Kavishka Peiris, my apologies. Runs in. This batter knows where his off stump is. I've seen him leaving 4 deliveries so far. He's put bat to ball only for 2 deliveries since he got out there. He seems to be leaving the ball pretty well. He knows where his off stump is. He knew that that ball was pitched outside the off stump. Why go middle with it? Kavishka Peiris, let's see. Over the stumps, that's outside the off stump. That's a good delivery. He almost hedged it as he just lunged forward to it, trying to get back to it. Pitched a trifle short of length and beat him outside the off stump. Avindu Prasad settled over his bat, faced 7 deliveries, still to open his account. The current run rate is 2.49. Kavishka Peiris, right arm round. There again, pitching it just outside the off stump. And Prasad is in no hurry to get bat to ball. Lunges forward, shoulders his arms, lets the ball go through to the wicket keeper. Watch it on your replay. You see that? Watching it very closely and letting it go to the wicket keeper. He doesn't want to get bat to ball. That's the impression I see of him. Anything that's not in his arc, anything he feels he should not play, let it go. Kavish Kapiris. Yet again, you saw him lunging forward, letting the ball just go through to the wicket keeper. Good thinking. He's trying to keep LOLC as long as possible out in the hot sun, because this is quite a humid day here in Colombo. As we take a look at the scores here, that is the bowling card. Kavish Kapiris 2 for 19. Nipuna Tamishka 2 for 10. And look at the spin attack. Tanushka and Sayuru a couple of wickets each. So this has been an excellent spell of spin and seam bowling. And don't take away the equation of the the fielders. I think they've really backed their bowlers pretty well. Sayuru Udukumbara bowling his 5th over, and that too from the pavilion end. And he'll be coming over the wickets to the right-handed Ranasinghe. Oh, flight delivery taken on the half volley and driven very firmly. Will they go for a single with the tail ender on strike? Yep, that's good running. They've gone for the single. So let's bring Avindu Prasad to the striker's end. Tarindu having faith in his partner, who's still to open his account, who's been more busy leaving the balls than stroking them. 60 for 9. Sayuru Udukumbara. Right arm round the stumps. Now you can't bowl outside that off stump, because he's not going to get bat to ball. He's going to leave it, mate. You have to understand the batsman's mindset. He doesn't want to play at deliveries. Runs in. That's in line with the stumps. Now he had to play at it. That's the way to get about it. Bowl stump to stump, because you're not getting much turn on this pitch. It's coming straight through. It's not gripping. In he goes again. Right arm over the stumps. That's a good delivery. That did get big on him as he lunged forward. Had to poke at it, but ultimately goes through to the wicket keeper. Avindu Prasad has faced 11 deliveries from the time he came in. And that's in line with the middle stump. He's in no hurry. Just pushing forward. Back to the bowler, who runs across to his left to field. Sayuru Udukumbara. 60 for 9. The total. Right arm round the stumps. Took men in catching position. Oh, that was very close. That was very close to the off stump. As Avindu Prasad, look at it. Either he knows his off stump very well, I reckon. I think he knows his off stump very well. Just let that ball go through to the wicket keeper. Wise batting. Right, end of 25 overs, changing voices. It's over to Oshada.
Thank you, Brian. 25 overs completed. 60 for the loss of 9 wickets. LOLC, in every sense, they're in control of this game. A short pitch delivery to start off with from Kavish Kapiris. He picked up 2 wickets for 19. Has been given as a wide. They need to wrap things up here. These two batters have shown some resistance against the bowling of LOLC, but one way or another, very soon we'll be seeing a wicket. But they need to make sure that they're enticing these batters to play some shots, get some quick runs on the board. Swing and a miss. Tharandu Ranasinghe opening up his wickets, trying to work that ball towards that covers region. Missed it by quite the margins though. Gotta keep it straight. I mean, that has to be the key. If LOLC wants to finish things off, in order to wrap things up, they need to make sure that they're bowling wicket to wicket, because both these batters are not very prominent batters, so they might just try to swing that delivery, or swing off his bat, and there's a high chance that he's going to miss it out and crashed onto the stump. So got to bowl it straight, got to bowl it wicket to wicket. And that's a full toss, punch down the ground, a quick single. So as I mentioned earlier, LOLC coming into this game with a win under their name. So if I'm not mistaken, their last win came at Moores Cricket Grounds, where Attanayaka behind the stumps, who's a keeper at the moment, has scored a valiant century in their run chase. Has to be a wide, it is a wide. So they certainly have that firepower in terms of batting and bowling, and so far their bowlers have proven themselves, the faster bowlers, the spinners. So there's a collective effort from both the bowlers of LOLC, both the spinners and the faster bowlers. They've dominated this game right from the start. It was the faster bowlers who started off the proceedings, who picked up wickets from both the ends. Then came the spinners. A catcher in position on the offside there. A Yorker. 3 rounds coming off from this over. These two batters need to make sure that they're pushing to at least 80 to 100 runs from here onwards, which would not be enough against LOLC, but given the situation that they are in at the moment, that would be something. Good carry through to the wicketkeeper, almost Avindu Prasad getting that bat out of the way. 26 overs completed, 63 for 9. Right, so looking into a very promising bowling card of LOLC. We got Kanishka Piris and Nipuna Tashmika, the two faster bowlers, picking up 2 wickets apiece up front. And then the spinners, Dhanushka Udara and Sairu Ndukumbura, once again picking up a couple of wickets each. So it's been a really good collective effort from both the faster bowlers and the spinners. Right. So Sairu Ndukumbura has been brought in to bowl this 27th over. And he's up against Avindu Prasad. Can he finish things off here, Sairu Ndukumbura? Two very distinct spinners, Sairu Ndukumbura and Udara. Udara, of course, relying more on the spin, on variations, whereas Sairu Ndukumbura is very more of a conventional spinner. He's bowling it slow through there, just tossing it up, asking the batter to come down the track and bowling in good areas on a consistent basis. So that's a kind of variation. Oh, that's brilliant. That odd bounce once again. I've seen it a couple of times. Sairu Dukumbura gets some odd bounce off the surface that might just trouble the batters, which it did in the previous instance. Tarindra Ranasinghe. Right, so Abhindu Prasad yet to get off the mark after facing 17 deliveries. Oh, brilliant. Bowling in good length is one thing, but enticing the batter to come down to his front foot, is pushing him forward is another thing. It needs another set of skills, which Sairu Dukumbura has completely showcased us on how exactly he's going to do it. 27 overs completed. MS Bodyline now 64 for 9. Yeah, not much to talk about in terms of partnerships. The highest being 13. It just tells you how dominant this attack has been from LOLC. It looks like there is a bowling change. So is it Udara who's going to bowl from the other end? Yeah, it's Udara. He bowled 5 overs, 9 runs, and he picked up a couple of wickets. Can he wrap things off? Can he wrap things up here? Tarindra Ranasinghe. He's been the main tormentor with the ball in hand. It's just a couple of wickets, but it's the way he has bowled. You can see his figures. 5.1 overs, just 9 runs given away. There we go, bowling in. Spinning it out the other way as well. Danushka. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. They cannot ask for a better outing for a spinner. Just troubling the batters right from the set go. Off the edge this time. Might just run away for a boundary. Good bit of save there down in the deep. Couple of runs on offer. Last ball of this over coming up. Just a couple of runs. It's been a good performance from Danushka with the ball in hand. A good ball and equally well played from Tarindra Ranasinghe. He's been out there for some time now. 6 of 20, showing some good resistance. 28 overs completed, 66 for 9. Right, so the skipper has brought himself in. Now this is going to be a different sort of a threat once again for MA's Bodyline, because he's been in really good form with the ball in hand, the skipper. Starts off with almost a wide delivery. Vinud. Once again, not the sort of conventional spinner you see. Just making the batters struggle for runs. He's been very accurate as well. Even in the previous game, picked up a couple of wickets if I'm not mistaken. So he has that ability to rush that ball in. He's very quick through the air as well. And one thing he has done well throughout this tournament, or at least from what I've seen of Vinud, is that he's very good at trapping the batter onto his back foot. So he's making the batter bat on his back foot as much as possible, and he just dart one in right in towards the batter, right in the line of the stumps, and the batter gets trapped inside the crease on his back foot, and it just thrashed onto the stumps. Oops. The ball just slipped out of his hands. Oh, good delivery. There we go. Just went with the arm now. I think there's a small mistake in the scorebed. So Sairu still says that it's Sairu Kumbura who's bowling, but it's Vinud with the ball in hand, the skipper. Gone, is it? Oh, yes, brilliant. Nothing there from the umpire. Well, for a moment I thought the slip fielder just took an absolute blinder. My goodness, that was very close. Let's have a look at that again. Again coming around the wicket. Off the edge. Yeah, not very clear, is it? Maybe just on the bounce, but the slip fielder is convinced. But anyway, that's the end of the over. 29 overs done, 66 for 9. Right, so Danushka Udara to continue. This is a real test for both these batters. You can see Avidu Prasad has been out there for 25 deliveries, yet to get off the mark. And then Taridu Rana Singh off 6 of 22. Oh, once again. I'm sensing a wicket here. I really do, because that's how good this bowling is from LOLC. The spinners from both the ends, Vinud and Danushka. But this is some good resistance. Credit's due where it's due, so I have to say that. Last ball of this over. LOLC getting frustrated a bit. A quick single, got to hurry. Oh, gone. Well, it had to come in one way or another. So this time it was a run out to wrap things up. LOLC was certainly getting frustrated for not being able to wrap things up here. But there we go. This is how it went. Straight into the hands of the point fielder. A good flat throw right onto the stumps. And the wicket-keeper had nothing much to do with that. Just get off the bails and wrap things up. So 66 all out. It's been a superb bowling performance from LOLC after winning the toss, electing to bowl first. They had a plan and they executed it up to the perfection. It was the fast bowlers who started off, and then came the spinners, and it was just too much for MA's Bodyline as they get wrapped up for 66 runs in just 30 overs. Well, looking into the batting card, well, nothing much to say there. It's just 3 batters crossing that double-digit marks, just 10 runs for Ravindu Chanaka, Tamitra Panditaratne and Abhila Manoj, but rest of the batters just throwing their wickets away, and it was a real good effort from the bowlers. So 30 overs, 66 all out with just 7 extras. And having a look at the bowling performance of LOLC, there we go. Kavish Kapiris and Nipuna Tashmika, the 2 faster bowlers, really did the job up front with the new ball. Just dismantling this MA's Bodyline batting lineup. Couple of wickets each for both the fast bowlers. And then Danushka Udara and Sairu Udukumbura picking up couple of wickets each. Danushka 2 for 11 in just 7 overs, and Sairu Udukumbura identical figures for both the bowlers, both the spinners. 2 wickets for just 11 runs. You can see the wickets falling in regular intervals, one after another, and LOLC bowlers didn't really allow any of the MA's Bodyline batters to set up any sort of partnership to get their innings up and going. So yeah, nothing much to talk about in terms of partnership, just 13 runs being the highest partnership. I mean, there's 7 extras, and they've only managed to get 66 runs in 30 overs. Yeah, it's been a very convincing effort there from the bowlers of LOLC right from the start. So having a look at the highlights, well, I believe the first 4 wickets were almost gifted. As I mentioned earlier, I did mention this earlier as well, the first 4 wickets were almost gifted for the LOLC faster bowlers. And this was the first wicket. And then came Tarindu Tiwankar's wicket. He was quite sublime in the previous game, but this time around he got off to a good start. He got that boundary, but soon after that the bowler had the last laugh. So this was the 3rd wicket. Vishwa is throwing that wicket away. So it's been a really good effort from the faster bowlers. Now this is what I mentioned. This was that 4th wicket. Again, another gift to LOLC bowlers. Now then came the spinners. So it was a really good collective effort. The faster bowlers did take the lead with the new ball up front with the new ball, and they picked up 4 wickets early on. Then came the spinners, and the batters just looked extremely clueless against the spinners of LOLC. Danushka Udara, Sairu Udukumbura and Vinud as well. The skipper only bowled 1 over, but it was just too much as the conditions really assisted the spinners to dismantle this bowling, or rather the batting effort of MA's Bodyline. Remember, in the last game, in the previous game, they scored 250 against Sampath Bank. It's been quite the contrasting effort with the bat in hand in this game, as they've been all out for 66 runs in just 30 overs. It just tells you how uncertain this game of cricket is. One day you can score 250, and the next day you can get out for 66 runs. So that's exactly what happened here at the MCA grounds, and MA's Bodyline all out for just 66 runs in 30 overs. So we'll take a short break as the run chase will begin shortly, as LOLC will chase down a target of 67 runs in their 50 overs. So stay tuned with Sporty.lk as we will take a short break, and we'll be back with live action right here from the MCA grounds.
Welcome back. What a beautiful afternoon here at the MCA grounds. A disappointing performance, I think, by Bodyline, who looked very good in their last outing. But today, being bowled out for 66 is something that they will really regret. So the target being 69, I'm sorry, 67 is the target. My apologies. Correction, 67 being the target. And this is a target, I reckon, that LOLC will eye, because a win here will get them into close quarters. A very sunny and a hot day here at the MCA grounds. Joining our live cricket coverage and our description, the news I have for you from the MCA is that LOLC won the toss this morning, decided to bowl first, and they got their opponents out for 67. 66 to be precise, sorry. They will need 67 as a target to win. Sorry, I'm getting my figures all mixed up. All out 66, target 67. Right, are they going to start off with spin as the players are out in the center on a hot and a sunny midday in the city of Colombo? The players had a very quick turnaround because the Bodyline batters lasted only 30 overs. Start off with spin, right arm round the stumps, runs in. Outside the off stump, bowling it across the right-hander. Who didn't know much about it. I mean, he got on the back foot, Iranga, couldn't get back to it, he spun across him. This is exciting. Runs in now, bowls. Short in line with the middle stump, that's tucked away to mid-wicket. That should fetch him an easy single. Good rotation of strike in the very first over. It's Ranga de Silva at the striker's end. Abhishek Pereira at the striker's end. And Ranga de Silva at the non-striker's end. You got that run. And Vishma, the bowler. Up, there goes the first wicket. Before I could take a look at the screen, LOLC have lost their opener. Abhishek Pereira sadly walks back to the hutch. Let's just take a look at the wicket. This looks pretty exciting. Second over, there it goes. Absolutely castled him, isn't it? He played a forward defensive. This ball spun between the middle and the leg, between the middle and the leg stump across the batter as he lunged forward. Bat and pad not together and comprehensively bowled. So, LOLC are in trouble. 1 run for 1 wicket. They need only 67 runs. Are we envisaging a very small target? And it is a small target. Are we envisaging, in fact, a low-scoring game here? Let's see as to how LOLC will get about their task from here. Losing the opener in the very first over with the score on 1. Right, it's Samsudeen at the wickets. Samsudeen, as you know, bowls right arm medium pace. His highest score being 72, so he can get back to bowl. Scored 1,202 runs. Not a bad record. Settles over his bat. Wishma, right arm. Good line, good length, in line with the middle and the off stump. Samsudeen lunges forward, plays a forward defensive stroke, straight bat. Ball takes the inside edge, trickles away to the onside, no run. Wishma. That's outside the off stump, lunges forward, does the wise thing. Leave it alone, let the ball go through to the wicket keeper. Doesn't poke at it. Very, very good over indeed. Just considered 1 run so far. Wishma. Up again. tidy line, tidy length, bowling it back of a length, in line with the stumps, and all that Samsudin could do was just to play a forward defensive stroke. That's the end of over number 1. So Bodyline have started the attack with spin. Let's see whom they'll use for the second over as well. The second over is coming up from the pavilion end. And yet again, what I see is they are bringing in their spinners. Yep. Visma Niranjana ended his first over on a high. 1 wicket for 1 run. Kavindu Iranga. And let's see. I think he does bowl left arm orthodox spin. I've seen him bowl before, but let's look at it. Yep, left arm round the stumps. Short in line with the middle stump. Got onto his back foot. Very lucky not to have got himself wrapped on the pad, because that could have been trouble if it did wrap him on the pad, because he was on the back foot and the ball pitching in line. Bowled it quicker through the air. Take a look at it. Yep, slightly squarish. And appeal. Umpire is negative. Let's have a look at it on the replay. There we go. Yep. Nah, that was definitely going down the leg side. So the umpire very correctly says no. Ranga Silva on strike. And then he has a wild swipe at it. It's going down to mid-wicket, where it's being fielded just inside the boundary line. And the batsman will take a single. Sometimes the best form of defense, they say, is to attack. But I don't think that LOLC should get bogged down, because this is a power play over. Try to get many runs as possible in the restricted field restriction overs, which is 10. Good delivery in line with the off stump. Lunges forward, plays a forward defensive stroke. Opens the face of the bat. Ball trickles away to short extra cover. There's no chance of a run. 65 runs needed in 291 balls. That's not the target I'm talking about. That's not the equation we are worried about. But LOLC has to make sure that they don't lose wickets. That's short and in line with the stumps yet again. Bringing that ball in with the arm as Kavindu Rangara does, and Samsudin, equal to the task, plays it defensively. And the next delivery is on the middle stump, tucked away to mid-wicket for an easy single. That will take the total on to 3. 3 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. And also marks the end of the over. Right, the third over coming up, and the bowler is I reckon the spinner. Right. Right arm. Oh, that's punched down the ground, but there is a fieldsman at mid-off, and the batsman will have to be content with just 1 run. The total trickling away quietly but surely to 4 runs. As Veshma, who got the first wicket in his very first over, comes right round the stumps. Ah, that's a good delivery across the line of the right-hander. And Ranga de Silva onto the back foot. Didn't read the line or the length of the delivery. He's bowling it across the right-handers. He's got to cover the line though. That's very pertinent. Settles over his bat. The next delivery outside the off stump, taken on the half volley and driven very firmly, but there is a mid-off in position there to field, and the batsman just ambled through for an easy single. The total trickling on to 5 Remember, we are in over number 3. Obviously, LOLC doesn't have to worry about the run rate. Run rate is in control, but they're going to make sure that they keep their wickets intact. That's pitched on the leg stump. You can't get that out. Samsudin almost plays a lazy sweep stroke. Doesn't get back to it. Just watch that. On the leg stump. Now that's a scoring opportunity. Doesn't get back to it. Plays across the line of the delivery. And the next delivery in line with the middle and the off stump. This is good bowling. Keeping it nice and quiet. Trying to work with the batter's eye line. Tossing it up beautifully. And getting the batsman to play at every delivery. Wishman. That's taken on the half volley and driven very firmly. Now that's the first time I've seen a good looking stroke in this match. And we'll wait for the umpire's signal. I think that went all the way down to the boundary for 4. Beautifully stroked. Watch that. Gets to the pitch of the ball. Plays through the line. Beautiful execution of the arms. And it's gone all the way, is it? Yes, it's gone all the way. That's a very, very good stroke indeed. And the total moves on to 11 in 3 overs. So, a good over spoilt by just one delivery that was bowled into the arc. And Samsudin taking full advantage. And then going straight down the ground. 3.67. Current run rate. 56 runs needed. And Kavindu Iranga is being brought into the attack. Bowls left arm orthodox spin. He has a slightly squarish arm action. So I guess the batter can read his arm easy. Also does have a quicker delivery, which I noticed in the last over that he did bowl. Right, let's see what he does now. He's going to bowl to Ranga de Silva. Yeah, around arm action, tucked away towards back of the point. Sorry, towards mid wicket. Sorry, short fine leg. And that's an easy single. Taking the total on to 12. So Ranga Silva actually giving the strike back to Samsudin, who looks the aggressor here. He's got 8 runs in 10 balls. Settles over his bat. Over number 4. Kavindu. Wrapped him on the pad. And the umpire is affirmative. I think that was plumb. That was in line with the middle stump, and Samsudin rather lazy on the front foot. Correctly ruled LBW by the umpire. He walks back, and I tell you what, LOLC seems to be struggling. 12 runs for 2 wickets, and we are only into over number 4. This is definitely a low-scoring game. Watch that. Yeah, that was fuller in line and length. That's definitely hitting the middle stump. Very good decision by the umpire. Races that dreaded finger. And Samsudin, who looked promising with a 6, has to walk back. I was thinking that he would be an important cog in the wheel for LOLC because he has made over 1,200 runs in this format of the game. And his highest score being 71. But definitely very disappointing today. As he's got to walk back. Out for 8. 12 runs for 2 wickets. So let's face it, I think Bodyline are in the game. They are in the game if they can get another wicket. Let's say before the 5th over is being bowled, they'll be in business. Let's see what Shihan Fernando can do. We'll have his statistics on the screen for... There we go. 1,250 runs, highest score of 94, but average of only 24.23. Strike rate of 69.35, not bad. Hearts outside the off stump, lunges forward, lets it go through to the wicket keeper. I think the LOLC batsmen need to put their head down as Bodyline can creep in here if they get another wicket. In he goes, left arm, round the stumps. Tries to work it away on the onside. Wrapped on the pad. A gentle inquiry from the umpire. The umpire indicates as going down the leg side, so the appeal is turned down. Kavindu. Left arm round the stumps, runs in bowls. Good delivery just outside the off stump, lunges forward, plays a forward defensive stroke. The spin taking the inside edge of the bat and trickling away to the onside. So that is a dot delivery. Kavindu Iranga. Looks an exciting bowler. Bowls left arm, gentle orthodox spin, left arm. Roundish action as he comes in now. Outside the off stump, tries to cut it, doesn't get hold of it. The ball takes the inside edge, wait for the umpire's signal and trickles away to short fine leg, and the batsmen have taken a single. So total moves on to 13 for the loss of 2 wickets at the end of 4 overs. Seems to be a very quick turnaround here. 13 for 2 in 4 overs. Shiran Fernando on 1. Ranga Silva on 4 at the non-strikers end. But it's important that LOLC try and stick around, play the percentage game. Wishma. Long hop outside the leg stump, being signalled as a wide by the umpire. So he needs to re-bowl that though, as the total trickles away to 14 for the loss of 2 wickets. Runs in, right arm round the stumps. Good length delivery, waits for it, opens the face of the bat, runs it down to deep back at the point. And the batsman will take an easy single as the total moves on to 15. Yep, play the percentage game, run your singles, milk it. If the target is not Herculean, is it? Current run rate 3.60. As Vishma runs in. Right arm round the stumps. That's taken on the half volley. Driven very firmly. That's a good stroke. That'll go all the way. And the umpire signalling the 4. Beautifully executed by the batter. Score moves on to 19. Watch it. Gets to the top of the delivery. Played it rather uppishly but safely though, because this is a field restriction. And away from the mid-off fielder for 4 runs. 19 runs for 2 wickets in 4.2 overs. 1 6 and a 4 already scored by LOLC. But they've been kept under wraps a little bit by this bowling. Right arm round the stumps. Good delivery. Tries to tickle it away off his pads to mid-wicket. Got back to it because the fielders were a little bit excited, thinking that it wrapped him on the pad. So no run. Up, works it off the back foot. Wait for the umpire's signal. I think he didn't get back to it. I think it will be signaled as a leg by. Yes, it is. 20 for 2. We are into over number 5. Wishma. 20 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. Ranga de Silva is on 8 at the striker's end. In goes Wishma. Yep. On the front foot, pushes it back to the bowler. 19 for 2. It should be actually 20 for 2. Let's wait and see. That's taken on the half volley and punched down the ground to the fieldsman at deep mid on. And the batsman will take an easy single. We've got one more delivery, I reckon, in this over. No, it's the over. So at the end of 5 is 20 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. Change in voices. 47 runs needed in 270 balls. This is Oshara to take you through the next 5 overs.
Right, so 5 overs completed, 20 for the loss of 2 wickets, just 47 runs away from victory. And Kavadu Ranga have been brought in. Ranga de Silva, whenever the ball is full on the up, he's going down the ground. So as a result, we have long off in position. So only 2 fielders off the edge. Maybe there was a bit of an inside edge, or maybe just hitting the leg stump, or probably the height might be an issue as well. For the moment, I thought it had a pretty convincing inside edge, but nothing there from the umpire. Yeah, just the height. Yeah, straight into the hands of the fielder. See, one thing that these 2 batters should not do is to accumulate dot deliveries on a consistent basis. Yes, they have plenty of time remaining, plenty of deliveries remaining, but they need to make sure that they're being proactive. Just like that. Oh, that just missed everything. It's the batter, missed the stumps, missed the wicket keeper. So you can see the approach from Ranga de Silva. He got a couple of boundaries already, so he's just trying to whack that ball, trying to unsettle the bowlers, because the bowlers are doing well here. Off the surface, they're getting some improvement. Now this was the last shot. There we go. Oh, inside edge. I thought it didn't really hit the bat at all. Last ball. Asking the question this time. Once again, height might be the issue that time. It's an interesting, exciting over from Kavidu Ranga. Let's have a look at that again. Yeah. Ranga de Silva, 10 off 17. He's still out there in the middle. Shihan Fernando, 2 off 7. And 21 runs for the loss of 2 wickets in just 6 overs. Right, so change of bowling. Tarindu has been brought in to bowl this 7th over. A faster bowler. Tarindu Jayaratna, 31 matches. 33 wickets for him. He's here at picturesque MCA grounds, Sporty.lk, bringing you this live action. Right, here we go. Tarindu. He had driven away quite nicely, will be just a single. Now this is an opportunity where these 2 batters should really exploit and to get some runs on the board, to chase down these 45 runs as quickly as possible. Because I did mention this in the last match as well. We're still in the early days of this tournament, so that net run rate factor will come into play a lot, especially when it comes to the latter part of, or rather towards the business end of this tournament. So in order to stay afloat and to have that advantage early on, they need to make sure that they're chasing things down quickly here, LOLC. When the chance is there, just 45 more runs required, 45 rather. So you've got to make sure that they're chasing things down quickly. It's not going to be easy. So far, it's been a very disciplined bowling attack. A very a different sort of a bowling attack this from MA's Bodyline, because from what we saw in the previous game, it's not something this much disciplined. It has changed in quite the contrast, but the batting has changed quite a bit from the previous game, from scoring 249 to now getting all out for 66. They have batting to come, LOLC. They have some really good batters. Lahir Wattanaik, of course, the centurion from the previous game. He's yet to come, the wicket keeper. Whacked away, but straight into the hands of the fielder. You can see Shihan Fernando and Ranga de Silva losing their patience a bit. They don't have to. Just plenty of time remaining. Just 45 runs required. Off the edge. A good bit of fielding. Stopped a certain boundary there. Really good bit of fielding that time. Made sure that he's not losing the hold of that delivery. There we go. Oh, he did lose the hold of that ball, but recovered well. Manoj. That should be a wide. There we go. They've got some really good spinners, the likes of Avindu, who was quite brilliant in the previous game. Will have a lot to say in this game. But shame they don't have runs on the board to, on this surface, they would have done so much better if they had runs on the board, the spinners from MA's Bodyline. Yeah, oh, gone. There we go. That's a very quick decision there from the umpire. That looks straight enough to me, though. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Thalindu. He just kept it very straight, and Ranga de Silva just playing the wrong line entirely. The only doubt, if there was any, the only doubt would have been whether that ball pitched outside the leg stump. No, that's just pitching right in that line of the leg, right in between middle and leg for sure. There we go. So that's brilliant effort there from Thalindu to pick up his first wicket, and all of a sudden LOLC in deep sorts of trouble. In the game yet, but still a wicket or two again here might just change the whole complexity of this game. So 24 for 3 now in 7 overs. For 3 now. LOLC You have much pressure on them, but still losing wickets like this is something very concerning for them. LOLC, they've been a more batting heavy unit as a team. Sairundu Kubura is the new man in, was brilliant with the ball in hand. Decent figures. Average almost 25, 33 matches, high score of 67. Proven to be a good valiant all-rounder for LOLC with the ball, with the bat. Alright, so Kavindu to continue. So I haven't seen that much spin on offer. It's just that the drift of the spinners that is troubling the batters. We saw a bit of spin from Danush Kudar in the previous innings. He was spinning the ball from both the ends, but other than that, we didn't really see spinners getting some purchase. The drift was there, that bit of an odd bounce was always there. But nothing much in terms of spin. It's just that the batters have been bowling in wrong line and in wrong lines rather, and getting deceived by the drift rather than the spin. Yeah, just do it in singles. LOLC, Sairundu Kumbura and Shihan Fernando need to make sure that they're not losing any wickets for any further. Just get those ones and twos and finish things up quickly here. They have a golden opportunity to quickly wrap things up thanks to their bowlers. That's the end of the over. Just one run coming off of that Kavindu Ranga's over. 8 overs completed, 25 for 3. Just 42 runs required of 252 deliveries. But the problem is they've lost 3 wickets already. Need to make sure that they're not losing any wickets any further. Right, so Tharindu back with the ball in hand. They picked up a wicket in the previous over. That was his first one. Yeah, the key thing is to keep it very, very straight. There's just a hint of swing or maybe a bit of seam movement off the surface that really got in that wicket in the previous over. Just got straightened up a bit after hitting the surface, so probably that seam movement coming into play. Yeah, once again, this time probably pitching outside the leg stump. Nothing much there from the bowler as well. But you can see Shihan Fernando is He's taken his stance very far outside the leg stump. And once the bowler comes into ball, right at the delivery stride, he takes a small shuffle towards his off stump. So that's where he got to be careful, because once the ball comes into contact with the bat or with the pad, he's sitting right in front of the stumps. And any misjudgment of the bat, the ball would just crash onto the pads, and that would have been gone. There we go. Probably just batter coming down the track a little too far, because that looked very much straight. And Shian Fernando is obviously struggling out there in the middle to get some contact off of his bat. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, nothing working out there for the batter. It's been a real struggle. 66 all out and now 25 for 3. That's through the gap. Runs on the board. Couple of runs at least. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, just like that. Just keep it very simple. Just hit those gaps and run. Yeah, now a change in the field. We've got a deep mid-wicket in position, more towards the square leg. And the deep fine leg fielder whose position was brought inside the circle. There we go. That's that deep square leg fielder, right in between square leg and mid-wicket. Right, so last ball of this over. Just 2 runs from it. Yeah, Dottley to finish things off. Just 2 runs coming off from that over. 9 overs completed. 27 for 3. Here once again the top order did really fire in for LOLC. 11, duck and an 8 respectively for the 3 batters. And 9 overs completed, 27 for 3. Ranga De Silva, Abhishek Pereira and Azlan Samsudin, the 3 batters who have been dismissed so far. Azlan Samsudin looked good out there in the middle. It's just couldn't really continue. It looks like there's a bowling change. Vishma Niranjana has been brought in to bowl this 10th over of the match. 27 for 3. Just 40 runs away from victory now. Yeah, just a slight deflection. So a couple of runs at least here. There we go. Just keeping things very, very simple. There's been a good fight back, I have to say that, from MA's Bodyline. Given that they had only, 67 runs to work with. They've been up on their toes, the fielders, the bowlers, everyone just chipping in. Shame that they don't have any runs on the much runs on the board to defend. Otherwise, it would have been a really interesting game of cricket here at the MCA grounds. Good bowling once again, keeping it very tight. Shihan Fernando is slightly more inclined towards his leg stump, trying to work that gap on the onside. But this time around, Vishwa, I think he knew that Shihan Fernando was eyeing towards that onside. Now that's up in there. Oh, gone. Wow, what a catch. Shihan Fernando, as I mentioned earlier, was trying to clear that gap on the onside, but this time it's the tallest man in the team. MA's Bodyline, the skipper Isura, was guarding that mid-on position. There we go, that was there to be hit, but couldn't really get it over the head of the fielder. And Isura has taken an absolute blinder to get rid of Shihan Fernando. And all of a sudden, LOLC now 30 for the loss of 4 wickets. It's game on here at MCA. LOLC, I would say, still in the game, but MA's Bodyline certainly not going to give up with that easy. The 4th wicket goes down. Vishwan Ranjana with the breakthrough. And in comes the centurion from the previous game. You need to finish things off here. You need to make sure that they're finishing it strongly and finishing things quickly. Yeah, quick single. Nicely worked away towards the onside, and that's the end of the over. A successful over for MA's Bodyline. 10 overs completed, 31 for 4, just 36 runs away from victory. LOLC.
Yeah, look at the scoreline. 66 all out, 67 being the target. And sadly, LOLC is really struggling, 31 for 4. This looks a very, very low scoring game. And it's amazing that the fielding standards have been excellent. Catches have been taken. We've seen some blinders being taken here at the MCA. Right. We do have a change of bowling yet again from the far end. Tarinju to Lahiru Attanayaka plays a forward defensive stroke. The ball runs away to short extra cover. 36 runs needed But how long are they going to take to get those 36 runs is a big question. Run making has not been very easy. As Sarinju Jayaratna runs away from us now to bowl to Lahiru Attanayaka. That's put away to mid-wicket. But there is cover at deep square leg. No, it's gone past him for 4 runs. So that's a great improvisation by the batter. 4 runs is like gold dust here at the moment. Yeah, but I think that the fielder never got anywhere close to it. That's 4 runs. Absolutely fantastic. And even the ball picker missed it on that time. 35 for 4. 32 runs needed. This is over number 11. Let's see whether Lahiru can get back to it. That's the most important thing. Nudge the singles, milk it away to get to the target. Here goes he. Left arm. That's another beautiful drive, but he can't beat the man at short extra cover. Beautifully fielded indeed, all along the ground. Driven very firmly. A lot of bottom hand coming into that stroke. But end of the day, didn't get past that fieldsman at short extra cover. And he too did a sterling job getting on his knees and fielding that. 35 for 4. Lahiru Attanayaka on strike. Here is Tarindu. Cut away beautifully. And this time it's past the man at deep back of the point, and the batsman will go through for a couple of runs. So Lahiru Attanayaka looks that he's in a bit of a hurry here. Stroking the ball. Finding the gaps. That's pertinent. The total moves on to 37 for 4 wickets. That's cut away, beautifully stroked. That'll go all the way for another boundary. This is excellent batting here. Gave him the room, and Attanayaka says thank you very much indeed, and just simply punches it past the man at back of the point. 4 more to the total. Watch that stroke. See where it pitches, outside the off stump. But the beauty is he gets bat to ball, he slaps it away. That's a very interesting stroke. 41 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. Can Attanayaka just turn things around? Here is Jayaratne. Has been a bit expensive in this over. Given away 10 runs. Runs in bowls. Gets bat to it. Pushes it away to wide off, mid off for a single. Into the over. 42 for 4. And Attanayaka doing the right thing after scoring those 2 boundaries. Rotates the strike, gets to the striker's end, batting on 12 now. 42 for 4 wickets. And what LOLC need is 25 runs. Let's take a look at the partnerships here. Even BODYLINE so far have not had a significant partnership that is worthy of mention at the moment. But 42 for 4. We're into over number 12. Yep, the left arm orthodox. That's into his pads. That's tucked away off his pads to mid-wicket by Attanayaka, who moves on to 13. Kavindu Iranga, the bowler. Sorry, we are a little bit, I think, on the slow side with the score ticking, but it's Kavindu Iranga. Bowling his 5th over. He's been pretty economical so far. Been miserly, given away only 6 runs. score on 43 for 4, but he's bowling to Sairu Udukumara. I'm sure he'll feel happier bowling to him than to Lairu Attanayaka, who's made 13 off just 8 deliveries. Left arm over the stumps. That's brilliantly bowled. In line with the middle and the off stump. Not much of grip there. Went straight through with the arm. Just over the bails. Missing the bails by a whisker. A quarter varnish. Coming to Eranga. Good delivery. Wrapped him on the pad. Waiting for the umpire's signal. Yes, he's given him out. Now that looked plumb. That really looked plumb. It was pitched in line with the middle stump. So what's up, LOLC? You're losing wickets yourselves. 43 for 5. And I tell you what, Bodyline are right in this game now with the fall of the 5th wicket. So it's, take a look at that on the replay. Yes, it's above the eye line, wrapped him, going straight through. That's the arm delivery. He had absolutely no answer as he lunged forward, chin in the air slightly, and didn't get his bat in line with that delivery and plumb out. LBW, 43 for 5. Despite the fact that this being a low-scoring game, there's plenty of excitement. Plenty of excitement because, tell you what, Bodyline have brought themselves right back in this game. If they could get the wicket of Lairu Attanayaka, they will be in business. So what the new batter, that's Vinud Madhushan, should do is try and rotate the strike. Try to get your informed batter on strike, especially in a situation like this, because you're talking about only 25 runs. You got 5 wickets in hand, a low-scoring game. Try to get your informed batter in strike. Try and take the score to closer orders. Right, the left-hander is Vinud Madhushan. He's got a higher score of 61. But on this pitch today, it looks altogether a different ball game. Right, he'll have to settle over his bat now. Waiting for the left arm spin of Eranga. Oh, that was a leading edge that didn't carry to the bowler. Eranga is just pegging a lovely line and length. He has a round arm action. They're watching the round arm action, but he's got a very good, he disguises the ball with his flight. Good bowler to watch though. Runs in now. And that's a good delivery. That is back of a length, spun away from the left-hander, who lunged forward, Madhushan, and just stroked it away to short extra cover. Watch it there on the replay. Yep, that's a good delivery. In he comes and bowls. That's outside the off stump. But then that's cut away to back at a point, but the batsman don't cross over. Well, very eventful over, I thought, on all counts. Just watch the last delivery. Up, yep, got back to it. I suppose if he left it alone, he might have got a wide. 43 for 6. The moving here, or the movement here at the centre pitch is pretty slow. Low scoring game. There you see the scorecard or the partnership card. Nothing much to write home about. 12 overs have gone by. And right, we start over number 13 here. And it's Vishma. They brought the spinner back. Smart move, I thought. Very smart move indeed. But Attanayaka is on strike. But he's got to make 100% sure that he doesn't give the right-hander any room. Because Attanayaka is very, very strong square on the offside. In he goes Vishma. Good delivery outside the off stump. Plays a forward defensive stroke. The ball runs away to the man at short extra cover. Batsmen don't take a single. We are into over number 13 and it's Vishma. Good line, good length. Beautifully bowled. In line with the stumps. Ball drifting away from the right-handed Athanayake, who lunges forward. Athanayake has been kept quiet in this over. Plays a forward defensive stroke. The spin just taking the ball away to the onside, and the next delivery drives it very firmly back to the bowler who does the cleaning up job. Now is Vishma going to bowl a maiden over? That will really tighten things up here. Runs in. That's on to the leg stump, tucked away off his pads, but he can't beat the man at short fine legs, so another dot delivery. This is very good bowling. He's kept the informed batter not only on strike, but kept him quiet. This is good. This is very good bowling. In goes Vishma. Runs in now. This time he's been pushed to deep mid on for a single. They'll gleefully run. 44 runs for the loss of 5 wickets. The target getting closer and closer. 23 runs. But 23 runs here at the MCA against the batting we are seeing looks big. Vishma to Madhushan, the left-hander. Vishma bowls up. Pretty legitimate with his bowling. Right arm. Off spin. Hides the ball a little bit. That's cut away. But there is a fieldsman in pursuit at extra cover. Saves the batters from taking a single. Saves his team from the batters taking a single. And that's the end of another, I would say, quiet over. 44 for 5. We are into now over number 14. 13 overs have been complete. At the wickets, Athanayake is on 14. And Vinud Madhushan, the new batter, still to open his account. And for those of you who have joined us now for this particular broadcast, LOLC put Bodyline into bat, bowl them out for 66 and are 44 for 5. Eranga, the left arm orthodox spinner from the pavilion end. Roundish arm action bowling to Athanayake. Can he keep Athanayake quiet? Runs in now. Good delivery outside the off stump. Athanayake lunges forward. Plays a forward defensive stroke. This is good bowling. They are keeping Athanayake quiet with their spin. This is smart bowling, I reckon. He has a wild swing at it. Has he got hold of it? I think he has. We'll wait for the umpire's signal. Yeah, it's been signaled as a 6. That was from outside the off stump. Just grabbed it, Athanayake. Played through the line. Brilliant 6. The total goes on to 50 and Athanayake moves on to 20. So LOLC are getting closer orders here. Taking closer orders, my apologies. With shots like that, you can finish this game fast. So he's got to, the bowlers have to be careful here. Try and keep the batters long as possible. Runs in now, bowls. Again swings. But there is cover this time. It's going all along the ground, but the batsman will take an easy single. Total moving on to 51 for 5 wickets. Eranga, surprisingly, is bowling in the arc. And we all know that Athanayake is a stroke maker. But now he has an opportunity to try and keep Madhushan on strike. Keep him there. Don't let him cross over. In he goes, left arm. Over the stumps. Waits for it. Gets onto the back foot and just pushes it away to silly point. Fieldsman at short extra cover running across to field as the batter settles over his bat. Again, forward defensive. Opens the face of the bat. And the spin taking the ball away to back of the point. No chance of a run. In goes Kavinder. That's driven very firmly. The on drive always looks very easy on the eye. A single with that stroke takes total on to 52 as the umpire signals that it's an over. So 14 overs have gone by. The scoreboard moving on to 52 for the loss of 5 wickets. And all that LOLC need is 15 runs to win this game. They need to keep focused, try not to lose any wickets, try and win this game from here in, because a loss of wicket at this time could be a bit of a toothache, that's for sure. Right, no change in the bowling. Vishma being brought back into the attack to bowl the 15th over. You see our wonderful scorecard here that local time is 13.06, 1:06 in the afternoon. Bright, hot and sunny, 52 for 5. 15 runs needed, the target. Vishma outside the off stump. Madhushan giving him all the respect, lunging forward, playing a forward defensive stroke. That turned into his pads, but he tucks it away to deep fine leg, and the batsman will go through for a couple of runs. Good rotation of strike. That's what they got to do. Milk those singles, make the ones into twos. Get closer to within striking rate. 54 for 5. Just watch it on the replay. Lunged forward, the ball taking the inside edge of the bat, running away to fine leg, and they take a couple of runs. That's a very good delivery. Bowls very well, this young man, Vishma. Just brings it to the eye line, drifts it slightly from the left-hander. In he comes and bowls up. What's he trying to do? He tried a one card. He wants the batter. And no, he stumped him. What have you done, Nathanayaka? No, he stumped him. The umpire gave him out. Then the bowler says, sorry sir, call him back. That's great sportsmanship. Yeah, respect the bowler. Nathanayaka, don't leave your batting crease. That's the first warning. You've been given an opportunity to stay back. But make sure that you don't repeat the same thing. Watch that. You saw that? That's very, very sportsman-like of Bodyline for keeping the informed batter driven firmly to short extra cover. No run. Off his pads again. Running away to short fine leg. Single taken. The score moves on to 55 for the loss of 5 wickets. That's the end of 15 overs. Now we have a change in the commentaries, change of voices, and hopefully Oshada will take you through in the next 5 overs.
Now 15 overs done, 55 for 5. Thank you, Brian, as hopefully I'll be able to finish things off within these next 5 overs. And 55 for 5 with 5 wickets down. It's been a good comeback from MA's Bodyline bowlers. They didn't have really much runs to defend, but they have done their part, taking 5 wickets. and really putting the pressure on LOLC. Just saying that it's not going to be an easy ride for you either. Right, so Avindu bowled well in the previous game. He's been brought in only in the 16th over. That's quite a bit of a surprise for me, because Avindu, I think he bowled extremely well in the previous game. He picked up wickets as well. So could have just brought him earlier. But nevertheless, there we go. Avindu, or rather Vinud Madhushan, is the skipper, 3 of 13. But from the other end, it's Lahiru Attanayaka, coming off after a fresh century in the previous game at Moores. Look how he turned up, 21 of 16. It was superb there from him. 21 of 16, certainly guiding the team here. Just 11 runs required of now. Oh. That was very close there. At the last moment, only Lahiru Attanayaka just decided to get his bat across. Oh. Recovery there from Vinud. Oh, that's a good shot. Wow. That's gone all the way for a 6. That's out of the park. It certainly looks like that he's batting on a different strip entirely. He moves into 27. It just tells you the form of the batter. As I mentioned earlier, coming off after a wonderful runner ball century, he just shows up here. And while all the batters are struggling, look how he's coping up with his bowling. And once again, onto the onside will be just a single. Sixteen overs completed, 63 for 5. Yeah, just 4 runs away. Yeah, just continue to bowl in good areas. He's been very consistent. Havidu Eranga figures 6 overs, just 14. Picked up a couple of wickets as well. He's been very, very solid in terms of giving that pressure onto the LOLC. Yeah, trying to work that ball away from the slip fielder. Yeah, that's the end of the over. And 64 runs on the board. Right, so just 3 runs away from victory now. Yeah, trying to work that gap. Yeah, trying to work that ball towards the deep third man reach and couldn't really get it away from that fielder. Vinod Madhushan. The skipper was quite brilliant with the ball in hand. Couldn't pick up a wicket, but when he came in, the job was halfway done. Halfway would be an understatement, almost done. Entirely, I would say. A quick single once again. So the scores are level now. Just 1 run away from victory. LOLC to record their 2nd consecutive victory in this C Division tournament. It's been a superb performance from them with the ball in hand, and now with the bat. A little bit of hiccups all throughout, losing 5 wickets. But they get the job done somehow. Punch down the ground. And a boundary to finish things off. Fittingly finished off by Lahiru Attanayaka. An unbeaten 34 runs for him. And LOLC ends up winning this match quite comprehensively. There we go. Just finishing things off down the ground. 1 bounce and into the boundary line it goes. A good effort there from Lahiru Attanayaka. Came in when the team was in deep trouble, losing wickets in regular intervals, but he consolidated himself, and of course LOLC as well, to make sure that they chase this target down as quickly as possible. So it's been a real good day of cricket. I would say LOLC, after winning the toss, decided to bowl first. They really made the difference there with the ball in hand. It was a collective effort with the fast bowlers coming in, and then the spinners later on controlling the innings, controlling the run flow. Now this is how it happened for the LOLC. The top order chipped one after another. Ranga Disilla with the top score, but then came Lahiru Attanayaka, 34 of just 28 deliveries. So he was the star of the show with the bat in hand for LOLC, and Vinod Madhushan, the skipper, scoring 5 of 17 as well. So LOLC 70 for the loss of 5 wickets in 17.4 overs with 6 extras. Yeah, with the ball in hand, couple of wickets for Vishma Niranjan and Kavidu Eranga. 2 for 27 and 2 for 15, and Tarindu Jayaratnam picking up 1 wicket for 16 as well. It was a good effort with the ball in hand, but couldn't really finish things off as they didn't really have much runs on the board. Had they had anywhere around 150 to 170, this would be a really good performance, and we would see a really cracking or a rather thrilling match between these two teams. So yeah, nothing much to talk in terms of partnership. That 27-run partnership between Vinod Madhushan and Lahiru Atnayaka stands tall as the highest partnership in this tournament. Yeah, next we'll be looking into some highlights of this run chase from LOLC. It's been a superb game of cricket, especially for the bowlers, I would say. LOLC is starting their run chase. They lost wickets in regular intervals. It was Ranga de Silva and Abhishek Pereira who started off the proceedings. But then, soon after the introduction of the spinners did really took control of the innings and picked up those wickets early on. Aslan Samsudin played some good shots before his departure, before he perished at the hands of Kavindu Eranga. And then a couple of shots early on, but the consistency was not there as the wickets started to fall in regular intervals. This was some superb catch there from Isura, the skipper. But then came Lahiru Attanayaka. Some superb partnership. There we go. He just looked like he was batting entirely on a different track. This was the wicket of Sairu Udukumbura. But then look at those shots. The slog sweeps, getting to the pitch of the delivery and just swinging through the line, swinging through the arc. It was superb. It was very enjoyable to watch when he's on full flow. We saw him scoring his century in the previous game and now just continuing his good form and scoring 34 of just 28 deliveries with 3 fours and a couple of sixes. So looking into the points table of this MCAC division now, LOLC unbeaten 2 matches. They've won both their matches, one against Sampath and now against MA's Bodyline. This is how the match summary looks like. MA's Bodyline, after being put into bat by LOLC's skipper, they've been wrapped up for just 66 runs in 30 overs with Ravindu Chanaka 10 of 32, and then with the ball Kavish Kapiris 2 for 22, Nipuna Tashmika 2 for 10, and then Danushka Udara 2 for 11. And LOLC in reply chase things down in just 17.4 overs, but they lost 5 wickets as well. Lahiru Attanayaka, the star of the show, with the bat in hand, 34 of 28, and Ranga de Silva 11 of 19, and with the ball couple of wickets for Vishma as well. So that's how it went here at the MCA ground. So to look back into the points table, we have LOLC at number 2, TJ Lanka winning all 3 of their matches, and then MA's Bodyline winning 1 match of their 3 games. So hope you enjoyed this live coverage right here from the MCA grounds, and Sporty.lk brought you all the live pictures, and we have another match going on live as well on Sporty.lk, and we would like to invite you all to tune in to Sporty.lk to enjoy that match as well. So with the intention of seeing each and every one of you very soon, hopefully, it's a goodbye and have a good day from MCA Cricket Grounds here in Colombo.